show up on set in my super suit and be like, what are we doing? That guy hits that guy. Pow. Oh, yeah.
So this is 10 years of comics.
What?
We're going to check out some comics of our own right now, so we'll dive into some stuff. Let's check them out.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Collider Live. It is Thursday. We made it to Thursday.
Oh,
right?
we did it.
You made it. I don't know how you made it to Thursday, but welcome back to reality. What a disaster you were on Monday, and we told Makuga about it on Tuesday. Dorina, you've heard about it listening on Wednesday.
I didn't listen yesterday. I watched the Joker trailer over and over again.
Went to the theme of the bit.
Yeah.
But welcome back, Dorina.
Thank you.
Nice to have you back.
Nice to see you guys. I missed you all, as always.
Yeah. So what do you think about? Did you listen to Monday's episode?
I did.
What was your assessment of Brett on Monday?
I mean, I love when Brett's here no matter what he says.
Aww.
So, unlike the rest of you. No, I'm kidding.
I've been dealing with it for a long time. But no, it was. Have you been able time to reflect on yourself, like being absolutely shut down on Monday?
Do you feel like your brain was detached from
well,
yourself?
there were two things.
Is it back now?
The discussion. Sometimes the discussions I just don't have anything, but then also. With that is that again I'm a parent and I'm an emergency contact.
Right.
Without a phone.
So your head was screaming.
I was.
Did you hear us talking about you after you left on Tuesday?
No. I assumed you would, so I didn't.
It was good.
But here's the thing: is you had gone out, that's correct.
Yeah. The night before too. Yeah. So
yes.
With that as well.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
it was all
gotcha.
three, and it was we had said that inside of your head at that moment they were like. It was like an office building where everyone was working nicely, and then once your phone was, everyone started screaming and yelling.
Yeah,
There was one guy like just pacing back and forth. The fire alarms going off. It was crazy in that
somebody
office.
said on the comments like Brett got paid to do nothing or something like that.
Look at Josh.
Sounds familiar.
But Josh, you just got back from the club.
And then I
What do you mean,
played
the club?
I played racquetball. this morning.
Racquetball at the club.
Are you serious?
No.
This is my summer straight. So I'm just getting
I
ready for
believed
summer.
him because
I'm
of what
so
you're wearing.
He's going sailing
I believe-
afterwards.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
that makes
Yeah.
more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm-
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm a
but-
member
No,
of
it
a
looks
yacht
good.
club.
But yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always been into preppy clothes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like always been my style, and I
Yeah,
like
you,
it.
You look like you really like Christopher Cross.
Of course.
Yeah. Which is not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Good kicks on this morning. What are those?
They're just Nikes.
I like this. They're not bad. Noticing the
You
kicks
didn't
today.
burn
It's
them?
nice that you're not wearing a hat too. I can actually see your face.
Well, you want to see that?
Eh.
Yeah, not really.
I missed it a little bit.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Hurry, somebody compliment Dorina.
Now, I will, because Star Wars Celebration comes out next. It
comes out.
Comes out to the public. Comes out to the public.
It's coming out in
Comes out to the
Chicago.
public. No, but we're going there on Thursday. We're going to Chicago. And Dorina will be there, and I've raved about Dorina on this show when it comes to Comic-Con parties and stuff too. And it's not going to be a lot to do really
I was
Saturday
gonna say,
night.
are there parties there?
I don't think so, but it'll be fun.
People find out if there's parties and tell us.
But there'll be so many of us there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
just
it'll be
kind of
just a
hanging
party
out
with all our nerd friends. I'm so excited. That's my favorite part
Well,
of conventions,
Well,
hanging out with you guys.
That's going to be a lot of fun. And I was talking to Cody and Costers before. We've the three of us never really been to Chicago.
Oh.
So I mean, I was there that when I was working for WWE, but I was in the arena. I didn't get to see any of it, so I was gone. So
and Seattle was fun, but it was too short.
It was short.
Right.
Yeah.
This
It
is
was
not
fun,
going to be
but
short.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
This is gonna be a long weekend.
We start on the convention starts on Thursday and ends on Monday, which is nuts.
It's
man.
going to be short for me because this weekend is my favorite weekend of the year. Not Star Wars Celebration. It's Masters weekend.
Oh,
Golf is
right,
my
you said
favorite
that.
thing to
You said
watch on
that.
television.
Wow.
So
When does it start?
Starts Thursday.
So you'll be watching a lot from your hotel.
Yeah, Friday,
Yes.
Saturday. Ellis and I were talking about maybe on Saturday going to the Cubs Angels game, see if we can't get some bleachers seats.
Oh, you guys want to do that? All right.
When is
Listen,
that?
we just talked about it yesterday, Cody.
Or anything, Josh. It's cool.
Cody,
It's cool.
Cody.
On what day?
Well, they have day games both Friday and Saturday.
We can't do Saturday though.
Well, I mean,
What
it's a
time's
day
the
game. I'll go for like a few innings. The tickets are like
You're
$10.
not their dad.
They have to be at the
I
Schmoedown.
know, but
silly.
at night,
Don't worry.
silly.
We started planning logistical things about it. We just talked about it yesterday briefly, whatever. I've been to Wrigley, but I don't think Ellis has.
Right.
So we were just talking about it. And Cody, I know you're an Angels fan. So listen, there's a Friday day game and there's a Saturday day game. I don't know if you can make it. I think there's also a Sunday day game, so that might be your day to do it.
Okay.
Are there hot dogs and nachos good?
I don't know. Every time
Like
I've
at
been
the-
to
like at
Wrigley.
the
I'm sorry, you say you've been to
Stadium?
Wrigley before?
Yeah, a couple times. Both times I've been to Wrigley has been with a bachelor party, and I don't remember.
Remember
food.
watching it, right?
Yeah.
Well, this one you should watch the game. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If we can find, shoot, man, maybe on a Friday we'll try to go. Cody, you're not working till Friday? Oh, that's not true. Because we got to work the damn.
Yeah, I'm working like
convention.
the whole weekend.
Yeah,
So
we gotta
here's
work
the thing,
we
too,
get the
is-
Schmoedown on Friday at the convention center. You guys stink.
I take the red eye out. I take the red eye out Thursday night from here at 1 a.m. I land in Chicago at 9 a.m.
Oh, man.
I'm just going to go straight to the kind of hotel.
Right, it's gonna be pretty nuts for you.
Yeah, chill out.
9?
Well-
then do the Ellis shows. Then wake up, do the Schmoedown, and then
Well, he'll be in and out of the of the convention. We'll be there. I mean, it's Thursday is when it starts. Friday is going to be the episode 9 panel. That's going to be nuts.
What episode?
That was a good setup. Dorina gets
God
the point.
damn it, Cody.
Dorina gets the point.
9.
Yes. To thank you, Stone Josh. Oh.
Try this again.
You have to do it again?
9.
All right, fine. You said that once before.
9.
Stop it. You said 9 already.
9.
Please. Do we have to go to 9?
9.
All right, fine. The 9th is fine.
9.
All right, the 9th. I
9.
get it. It's the 9th. I get it.
9.
Stop it.
9.
How many innings are you going to stay for that?
9.
No, you can't stay for
No,
9
you
innings.
No, you have to get to the
You
celebration.
can't do
The
that. please.
celebration.
9.
No, come up with another number. You can't do 9. Stop it. It's not Comster. It's Ruvicon.
9.
No.
9.
You motherfucker.
8.
Thank you. The 8th is fine. The 8th I can deal with.
8.
I said the 8th I can deal with.
if the Cubs are up big, I'll just leave in the 8th. Yeah, yeah.
Unbel-
8.
Oh, she look at what Leia
9.
did.
Thank you, German me.
Riley's dog.
Gotcha.
You?
Yeah.
Now, do,
She scratched me.
Wait, that's a different thing.
'cause she
Did it
jumped
bite
on
you
you.
or
No,
scratch
she
you?
scratched
do
me. No,
you
she didn't
like
bite me.
dogs, Dorina? Because I got a vibe that you didn't.
I like cool animals.
Okay.
It's not
Whether
yes or
it's a
no.
dog or a
Interesting
cat.
response.
Yeah, because some are really annoying.
Yeah, I'm not a fan myself.
Of dogs?
Yeah, I've had a lot of. I mean, I had a dog bite me in the lip and stuff, and I feel like
Ellis.
this one was all right.
What'd
for
you
me,
do?
but the-
What
But
you
did
do?
you stick your face in the dog's face?
Well, I was a child.
Oh,
I was,
okay.
and it was. I went to. It was
Last
my
year?
cousin's. It was a Doberman Pinscher, and I was like looking at it, and I was just like, "Good puppy," and it went and chomped down on my lip. Same thing happened to my wife. She had to get surgery.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's tough. That's why I always tell my kids, don't stick your
Yeah.
face in
Yeah.
the dog's face. Even
Because
if
it's
they,
not their fault, because you think they're just playing.
they don't
Yeah.
know what it is sometimes. And sometimes the dog just doesn't want you near its face.
But it got its face in my face.
Right.
Like that was it. It was just like up at me, and
And
I
then it
just
snipped
didn't
you?
know what to do. I was little.
Plus, Dobermans are not known to be like the most
No.
docile of the
Not the
dogs.
cuddliest of
Yes.
animals.
Correct.
A good Nebraskan dog.
can
I
you
mean,
say-
I would get a dog or a cat at some
You
point.
would? Yeah.
Like the
I grew up
Dorina
with
response of "I like cool animals" is the most Dorina
Ever.
response
Yeah.
ever. She's like, "I once saw a slug and we had a moment." And that's how I knew it was a cool
It's
moment.
true. You can see it. Little
Which
red
animals
dots on
die
it.
faster?
Well, I like bats.
Because then we can talk about our existential crisis together.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
great.
that's
And
true.
that's how I bond with the animal. That's the pet I want.
Well, we'll be there. Listen, going back
Don't
to
try to
Chicago.
stay on top.
I want to go back. I want to go back for a second.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. No, because I'm just so
Can we
curious
time
about.
code this?
It's nice that you woke up and you're contributing
You
today. I
forgot
like
the
that.
hand wave.
Oh,
Which one's that?
Cody, play a video of something. Just make it cool.
All right, I'm tired of this. Let's move on. I wrote something on this paper that I rolled into a ball. Shoot. It says here, bail?
Bail?
Riley, get a Twitter question.
I don't even know. This says Bland's Bizlid, and I think it means to say blinded by the light.
Are you serious? Let me see.
It says Bland's Bizlid, or by light. I mean, you might get light out of that.
Yeah.
That's why I like to type.
Bland's Belit.
Bland's
What
bullet.
did he
Look how much time left we got before break. What else you got, Riley? Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about? Ronda Rousey punched a dude at a Jack in the Box.
Right.
Play that. Hey, Cody, you play that video?
Cody, answer 9 phone calls right now. Phone calls, Cody. Phone calls. Where are the calls?
Hey, go to that Facebook. Hey, Riley, you got any Facebook questions? Go ahead, Riley.
Studio's falling apart now.
Now?
Yeah.
But the table is staying.
The table is a fucking is a
Exactly.
poser. The table is pretending to be an athlete that can play in the game, and its leg is fucked.
All right, I'm bored of this. Let's
Should be
move on.
retired. Let's move on. Back to Chicago, you motherfucker.
Chicago, my kind of town.
Yeah, Chi-town.
Pizza.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually. The people are like, oh, it's this is New York pizza's gonna be better than Chicago pizza. I want want it to be fantastic.
Well, that's the best part is that everybody thinks that if you just like New York pizza, you're like, fuck all the other pizza.
Right.
No, I want all pizza to be perfect.
It's not Red Sox versus the Yankees here. This is
Like
pizza.
the wonderful
Seattle
Seattle pizza
pizza.
that
Yeah.
confirmed our friendship.
Yeah, I gotta go to try this place because you're both selling it better
was
than
so
than,
good.
than usual.
It was really good. I mean, it was expensive, but it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some weird noise that just came out.
Cody, what was that weird noise? Play it up on the screen, would you?
All right, let's see. Where's Alex? Just starts talking.
Alex.
Hey, Alex.
He's just gonna play a song and shut us up.
See, Alex isn't here, so we should.
I was listening to this podcast, and it was about
Alex, are you trying to say something? Alex?
So if you guys really
way
want to
too
see
loud
a
for
movie,
Alex.
if you want to
Yeah,
see,
it's
you
true.
should see Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
Tom
that
Hanks was actually supposed to be in that, guys.
Tom Hanks was in the movie actually, and you're getting very sleepy.
Oh, Alex. I would
He
like-
should do SAMR
I would,
videos.
I would like to do something that we don't do ever when Alex is here, and we should do it because he's not here, and let's just say something nice about it.
Wait, is Alex not here today?
No, he's not here today. He's a really...
Do you not say nice
He's the
things
best.
about
Well,
Alex?
on the air, it's
so
kind of a thing
nice.
not to, but off
Yeah.
the air, yeah, he's fantastic.
He's the
He's been he helps with all the Schmoedowns. He's
We're all dicks
very-
on the air, but
Yes.
like, we're nice to each other. Out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We were dicks to each other?
Yeah.
Can we rewind the last 5 minutes?
Oh, here
don't
comes
think-
Captain
No, I just
Sexy.
mean,
no.
I just
Rewind
mean
the
we're
last
nice
5 minutes.
outside of
Cody,
the
rewind
studio.
it.
Cody,
So
please
weird.
rewind the last 5 minutes. No,
I don't
love
think
that. It was
Alex
fun.
could be a dick to anybody. He is just that genuinely nice and just.
No.
And
Well,
I
he's
give him a hard
also
time about
young.
his, but I mean, he does have a very calming.
Who's more? No, because you can hear what Alex is saying. So I guess who's quieter on the mic, Alex or Dagnino?
Dagnino, yeah. Lean in, talk word.
Right. Alex at least goes to the mic. That's where Dagnino.
He just mumbles.
What do you, what do you want?
He does. He
Yeah.
goes. He's like the. He'll be like, of course, like that.
Yeah.
The other day, I'm like,
He doesn't open his mouth.
I'm there, but like, was I really there? I mean, I'm like the guy. Like this.
It is what it is.
Right? You know. So
You just need a weird coat.
you just got he's and the beard. But the beard mask, whether we get that thing back. But those fuckers, man, April 13th, you got Dagnino, who's going to be there. Dagnino in Chicago is going to be scary and fun because he's going to be there for the Who's the Boss thing. And then you got Bateman and Riley with Snyder and then Draco with Roxy there. That's a fun group to main event.
It's gonna
man.
be some fun entrances too. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be really I mean, the energy in that place, there are going to be 900 people. That's right.
How many?
You can do it. 900.
9?
Yes, this time you're right. 900 people will be there, and it's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. And then you got Alex Damon, who's going to play.
Alex.
Yes, he's going to defend his championship, and we'll find, which is crazy. We get the fan stage at Star Wars Celebration on Friday. I think it's like at 12:15 to
For the trivia?
yeah, to call it. They had to call it the Battle of the Trivia Masters.
what
They
yeah.
didn't let us do Schmoedown this year for some reason, but whatever. We can call it Schmoedown once we air it.
Yeah,
that's what
correct.
they said. It's fine. But so if you're looking for us, it's Battle of Trivia Masters. We're gonna have 5 people. The winner of that plays Alex Damon the next night at the April 13th spot, and there's still some tickets left. The Schmoedownlive.com.
Right on.
So I thought you were gonna say
Good
something.
job, Christian.
No,
Let's move on.
Yeah, I want to move on.
I'm bored of this. No, I just find it so weird that it's not like you were calling it the Star Wars of all, like George Lucas.
Right.
You just were calling it the Schmoedown. That Schmoedown doesn't exist.
And that's
as
what
like
we did last
the
year.
Scum and Villainy Cantina or anything.
Yeah, well, that's what we did last year. We did we called it the movie trivia Schmoedown, and they were fine with it. But this year they would just asked us to.
It's just Disney being controlling.
yeah,
They don't
it was
care,
Lucasfilm,
whatever.
but it still was
Same thing.
which is fine. And I said okay.
That's why I'm glad
we,
Dumbo is an anti-capitalist movie.
You loved it, huh?
I didn't love it. I just didn't think it was horrible like everyone
Yeah.
did.
See, I don't think I'd use the word horrible. I just would use the word I did not enjoy it.
Let's rewind that clip where Christian said, "Fuck that movie."
And but I went back on it. But I went back on it quick because I said that's not fair because it just wasn't for me. It's not
Also, the music was awesome. The Baby Mine covers, both of them were organic, non-auto-tuned,
Yeah.
awesome,
liked it?
non-Selena
Arcade
Gomez
Fire,
songs.
right?
Yeah,
Is
it was
that-
awesome.
Yeah.
Just saying.
all right. Tell
You
me
know-
about this Blinded by the Light though.
What, are you sure that's what it says though?
No, it does not say that, but we're going to pretend that.
Blends.
I
Blends
saw
by light.
a
Blondes
really-
by light. Maybe I'm thinking about the blondes by the light.
Blended.
Yeah.
I saw a really cool movie last night called Blinded by the Light which is about Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And it's the same director, the same woman that directed Bend It Like Beckham back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So it's got the same vibe of like a kid growing up as a fan of Bruce Springsteen, and in this place in England, like what they call a shitty town, apparently Luton or something like that. And it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It comes out in August.
What's it about though? Like, so the kid.
So the kid wants
just
to be
fan?
a writer.
Okay.
And this he goes to school, and the guy introduces him to the boss. He introduces him to his music, and because Bruce is so poetic, the kid starts writing poems, and he's inspired by him. But he's also comes from a Pakistani family.
Okay.
And so it's that kind of traditional, very strict family that doesn't want him to be a writer.
Who
right?
plays Bruce Springsteen?
He's not.
He's not in the movie?
No.
It's
just the
It's like
music.
Bend It Like Beckham, where it's like they're just a fan.
I didn't know if he
of
actually
the-
gets to meet him at all.
Well, spoilers. I don't want to say.
Is there a lot of his music in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
awesome.
all over the place.
Oh,
they,
cool.
they also have like cool 80s music in
Is he-
general.
is he a
but,
producer on the film?
He was involved in.
has to, yeah.
He was
Like,
involved
he
in
uses
it
music.
because
Yeah.
they
He
used
uses
so many
music.
of his songs.
Yeah.
And they use there's a super cool scene with where they play Born to Run in its
Yeah.
entirety. So it's
All right,
it's,
you
it's
saw
very
me on that.
good.
Bruce is one of my favorites of
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that movie's coming out.
Did you watch the Broadway Bruce Springsteen on Netflix?
Oh
Did
yeah,
you watch
Netflix.
that?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Well, he's a lot.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. And I've seen him in concert like 15, 20 times. Like I lost count. Every time he came to Pittsburgh, or anytime he was in Philadelphia or Jersey, I went. And so when I saw the Broadway thing, I was like, listen, if I was there on Broadway with it, I think it would have been a whole different experience. But watching it on Netflix, like I had to watch it in parts because it just got. He tells these long-winded stories all about like, and my dad, and I'm like, just play some freaking Born to Run
Right.
already, because I like his stories, and he's definitely a very good
The River
storyteller.
But you're there for the music.
But I want to hear the music, you know.
Yeah, see,
But in general, he plays like 5-hour shows or something
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
like that.
I
is what
feel
I've heard.
he tells a lot of stories in the Netflix
Tons.
things. So I feel I'm gonna love it because I love the
Yeah.
stories. The river thing, I love that because then he has some music playing in the background while he's telling the story.
Totally.
And it's like he's a storyteller
Yeah.
first and foremost. Then he's a singer. And
But you know what was cool is like I didn't grow up with him as much. I didn't really discover his music. I knew who he was, but I didn't listen to him until I was an adult because I've always been more into music and melodies and not so much lyrics. But he's like a poet.
Yeah.
Like his lyrics are cool. And in the movie, they actually, while the kid's listening in the headphones, they have the lyrics on the screen, and that just made it much more impactful.
That's
I
awesome.
really, really liked it.
All right,
So,
and you can find that where? Sorry.
it's gonna come out in August, actually.
Oh, it had. You
Yeah,
saw- you
yeah.
saw
I
an
actually
early
saw an
screening.
early screening and the film was not completed yet, but it was really cool.
And
so.
it's gonna be so it's theatrically released.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's
great.
coming
I thought it
out
was
in
like
the
a Netflix
summer.
movie.
So,
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
hopefully we can bring the director someone to interview later on
right,
because
cool.
it
Maybe
was
Bruce
really cool.
Springsteen.
There you go.
Bring him in.
You
Tell
gonna
us.
see? You want to see that one?
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Yeah.
Who doesn't like Bruce?
Yeah.
I
I
know
think
a
it's
lot of
interesting
people,
that it's
yeah.
named
Yeah.
after it's named after a song that he wrote that a lot of people didn't, that blinded by him, like wrapped up like a douche or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
Everybody.
Which no people don't realize that he wrote that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, that's who does the cover?
Manfred Mann.
Manfred Mann,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That-
is a pretty good cover.
Yeah, it's a really good cover. That's why a lot of people don't know that he
That he
did the
wrote it.
original.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's funny. Riley, we talked about it before. There's a lot of shit going on right now, right? News-wise or no?
Yeah, well, it was a little slow, and then all the reports started coming out of CinemaCon because they showed a bunch of footage from not only Universal's presentation, but Disney finally did their presentation as well. They got a little Avengers footage. They did some Hobbs and Shaw footage.
Right.
They didn't show any Star Wars footage. They said they're saving it for
Yeah, makes
celebration,
sense.
naturally.
Sure, okay.
But the cat stuff that they presented at Universal got people talking.
What is that?
So they didn't have any
What is
actual
that?
footage, but they had Jennifer Hudson sing the song "Memories" that apparently brought the house down.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because she's awesome.
Because she's awesome, yeah.
Right.
But they did say that they're going to motion capture the faces of the cats and then put them in.
The real so they're gonna they're gonna rip off
Go back.
Dewey's real face could be on like Brett's head.
It's going to be
Something like
cats'
that?
faces
Like
on human
Nuh-uh.
bodies.
No, it's not.
It's going to be a version of that, yeah.
no,
and
it's
that
an
has-
April Fool's joke.
No, it wasn't. But
No.
well,
Are you
listen.
serious?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait a second.
It could be crazy. It could be
We don't
crazy.
see. It's worse in our mind, right? We
Right.
don't
Who's
know what
directing?
it's going to like.
Josh is out. He's
Tom Hooper. Tom Hooper is directing. Who
Oh,
directed,
he's actually a
Les
good
Mis.
director.
That's why I asked that.
Yeah.
Because if Tom Hooper's doing it, it's like he's not going to make himself look. I mean, that could go ridiculous.
But also, I'm
Could?
I know. But
Understatement
I mean,
of the century. Okay.
I'll give. See, to me, Tom Hooper has earned the benefit of the doubt. He's
Right.
just earned the benefit of the doubt. I've never seen him do anything like this, but it's a tough challenge.
Yes,
It's a
it
tough
is.
challenge. But
And look, I love Broadway.
Yeah.
Surprisingly to people, I love Broadway and I love Cats the Animal, but Cats the musical is not that great.
It's
I'm
weird.
I'm not
I remember
into
it was
as
like
much.
so. I mean, the whole thing was how long running it
Yes.
was.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember
Yeah.
being a kid and then not being a kid. Yeah, and then those freaking cats were still running around.
Oh,
and I'm
my
like,
God.
And in
It's
New
so
York it was
weird.
huge. Yeah.
Like the costumes are cool,
Yeah.
you know, the setting, but the
Sure.
music's not. Like there's like 2 songs. that
Okay,
are-
so when
Reminds me of ZOOBILEE Zoo. Anyone remember ZOOBILEE
Yes, yes.
Guys, they're also going to be doing giant sets.
Zoo? Do you remember ZOOBILEE Zoo?
Nobody cares.
No, but
I got you right. Hold on.
Cody, bring up ZOOBILEE Zoo. I'm telling you, ZOOBILEE. Do you remember ZOOBILEE Zoo?
I have never heard of this.
You know who? You know.
I know this.
Mike Carlson put the ZOOBILEE Zoo theme
thing.
song.
But I used to call it ZOOBILEE Zoo.
ZOOBILEE Zoo's theme song.
Mike-
Yeah, here we go. We're gonna listen to the ZOOBILEE Zoo theme song. Turn it up. This is Mike.
Oh God.
Yeah. Turn the beginning.
This is like stoner
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah. Good Brett.
ZOOBILEE Zoo.
There you go.
It's like the original furries.
You never seen this, Kuga? It's a great. Come on, everyone! Brett's auditioning for Sesame Street.
Look at that's terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Ben Vernon.
Oh, I remember him.
Ben Vereen.
Oh, Cindy Grin. Of course.
This was in the 80s, right?
I'm high on acid and so
That's Bobby Moynihan's dad, Michael B. Moynihan. Louise Valance.
Was that
relation to
kangaroo?
Cherry
She was
Valley.
hot. Brett, how's that theme song go?
Has Vaughn go
It's
lion?
better. The
this
theme
guy.
song's better
He
than
always
the
sounded
Cats
like,
music.
and Gary Schwartz always sounded like the Mad Hatter. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
cockatoo.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Do you think
Wow.
they're? I mean,
Cody, do you feel Cody now?
It's-
You don't know what the hell this is.
I have
but
no idea
no.
what's going on.
But I feel like a
Cody's like,
6-year-old.
"I'm high right
I
now."
feel like a 6-year-old Cody would have fucking loved this shit.
Yeah.
I
No.
used to watch this shit because I was like
Yeah.
2.
It was
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
It was big.
I think my parents saw the trailer to ZOOBILEE Zoo and they threw the TV out the window. Like, no way, this is playing in our house.
ZOOBILEE
But
Zoo.
that's
Cats.
That's actually Cats
Yeah,
for
that's what I was
kids.
saying.
That's
That
Cats
is.
for kids. It's got the same type of
Yeah.
makeup and,
yeah.
and
That's
it's
why
like,
I thought of it. I don't know how. Listen,
But
you could have
it's-
asked me a million. I don't know how fucking ZOOBILEE Zoo popped back into my head after 20
How
years.
many furries do you think are watching us right now?
Yeah, ZOOBILE Zoo. I know, right? Just one guy watching.
goodness.
They
Oh,
mentioned ZOOBILE Zoo.
Ben Vereen watches
Good
the
for
show.
that guy.
No, just some random guy.
They talked about ZOOBILEE Zoo for 30 minutes and never talked about the Joker poster.
I'm happy to talk about the Joker, by the way.
I
Holy
thought
crap.
no, fuck it. ZOOBILE Zoo. What about episode 13 with the owl?
No,
Change the
ZOOBILEE Zoo's
title.
cool, but I
Oh, they
don't know.
clickbaited us with ZOOBILEE Zoo.
ZOOBILE Zoo. Cody, ZOOBILE Zoo's got to be the theme
man.
song at the beginning. It's got to be anytime
Do
something.
your ringtone.
Anything something awkward happens, it's quite quiet.
If I ever
ZOOBILE
compete
Zoo.
again in a Schmoedown, that is
Your
going to be
entrance music.
You did so well, Brett. I'm very proud of you.
But you
Thank
have to come out as a furry.
I just want to come out, take a bow, and then not compete. Can I just do that
Yeah.
every single week so I can
I
live
sent him the picture yesterday. He
It's
felt
the
like,
greatest thing. Oh.
There was a picture that I forget who we took it for social for the Schmoedown, and it's great. It's got Brett. It's got him from the back, and he's put his hands up, and you can just see into the crowd
That's
and how many
pretty cool
people
pic.
were
I saw
there.
that, yeah.
It was awesome, and it's just like, and I just said, now Brett, imagine you would answer one question.
One question.
That, because even one question, that place would have went nuts.
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
got
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The questions weren't easy though, the ones you got, right?
Yeah, they were easy. Come on, you had
No, they
you
weren't
missed,
easy.
No, you missed the
What
bear
was it?
Jew. Come on, that's
Oh,
easy.
that's true. But that
I know. And I never saw Stella Got a Groove back, so I didn't know where that
Right.
was. Those are the only two questions I remember being asked, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
It was
It's
like,
surreal.
as soon as I was up there and that applause and everything, I'm like, all right, I'm done. Let's, whatever.
Well, you take the hit though when you get up there too, because it's like you look over and as you're
Oh,
Brett
God.
Sheridan, number 39. You look over. This Bibiani. Next to him is Merle,
Yeah.
and then JTE, and then Janine. And you're like, all right, I think I'm.
You were just happy you didn't mess
Oh,
up your
yeah.
entrance.
Yeah.
Right? You're
Janine-
like, I did it.
Janine,
I
by
sat
the
on
way-
the table.
Janine,
Yeah.
by the way, Bibiani has not gotten enough recognition.
She did so good.
She hung up there
Yeah.
with Bibbs and Merle and bested
Yeah.
JTE a few times, and she
mean
was
the Jew Bear?
She
dude,
was awesome.
Just because
and looked awesome too.
She looked awesome, but
Yeah.
because the kid. And Bibiani and Merle obviously had, and JT had these performances because they've been around. And the kid came out of nowhere. I think people have not been talking about her enough because she was on fire and she was so good. She was kicking ass.
Yeah,
and she's got a match coming up with Stacy tomorrow.
She knows
Friday.
her shit for sure.
Yeah.
I have to say though that you should consult me on scores and soundtracks questions because they were really easy.
For you.
No. For
Yes.
everyone,
No,
they all
for
got
you.
it.
Nah,
it
listen.
was
doesn't
a
matter.
Danny Elfman one.
No.
It was so easy.
That one was
Everyone
easy.
got
yeah,
it.
but that one
Sorry.
because it was Tim Burton.
Just like, no.
Yeah. That one
not
was
consult
easy.
me.
That one was easy for sure. But some of those questions have to be easy in a free for all because especially for someone like Bibiani, guy's going 30 rounds. He deserves a couple softballs here and there if you're there. It's kind of designed for that.
It was him. The people I brought with me to the show. They at first they're like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And then halfway through the show, when they saw Bibiani just answering all these questions, they were like, "Yeah!"
Yeah.
Like they were super fans of him and super excited. Like he totally the crowd loved him
He
because
got-
he was so amazing.
He and I have talked about this. Like Bibbs came in on fire when he played Mark Draco the first time. Perfect game, right? Everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to be so scary," but the game hadn't kind of evolved the way that it had. And then JTE kind of showed anybody can win at this because JTE beat him, and he's been good. But he's never got to that point to where I was like, people should be like going crazy over Bibiani like they did his first match, and this did it because you're right. People who had never seen it before, a couple people who I invited, they were just like, I kept rooting for Bibiani.
Yeah.
He's like,
They all wanted him to win
because
he was doing so great.
Because it's like that athlete that is
Yep.
just there doing it over, and it's just you didn't know who it was in the beginning, but you're just following that athlete all the way through. Who's having
First
this
time
amazing.
athlete and Bibiani have been mentioned in this similar sense.
But
I mean, I think Brett should have gotten the MVP, obviously, but he did good.
Yeah, he was great. So, but that Bibiani versus Roca versus Irwin is going down, and that's going down the Friday before we go to Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Who do you got in that one? That's so tough.
I mean, the way that he played at the free for all. I mean, after watching like an hour and a half, I was just exhausted looking at him.
You think Bibbs?
Seeing Bibbs,
Yeah, but you think Bibbs is going to beat Irwin and Roca?
I mean, here's the thing: is
I think he is.
You think Bibbs is going to win?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you competing in
Yeah,
Chicago at all?
he's playing.
When
not,
are you-
not in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
He's competing. The guys, they're actually playing Roca and Merle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wild berries are.
Yeah.
God nerds be with you.
I feel like it's going to be one of those matches where one person stumbles, just like one person
Yeah, I agree.
stumbles, and that's it. If I was going to take one of those, Irwin already lost to Merle in the live show. Merle's when he steps up to these things, it's kind of thing. I'm going to take Bibiani, but that power match there, you could miss one and lose.
Yeah.
So
That's where it's going to come down to.
Yeah,
and
for
steal
sure.
if they can steal.
For sure.
Riley, get your thoughts on this real quick, and then we'll get to some of the stories going on. But who do you got between
I want to talk more about this Cats thing.
Me
to
too.
be
Yeah,
honest.
we can.
And ZOOBILEE Zoo.
Roca versus Irwin versus Bibbs?
Irwin.
You got Irwin?
Yep, easy. I think he had the loss.
But
Dan
Dan needed a perfect game to beat him.
Dan needed a perfect game to beat him, and the thing I know about Schmoedown is that you have to be okay with losing and then get right back on that horse.
Right.
And if anybody can do it, it's Irwin. He's dangerous. He's going to go in there with something to prove. And I think Bibbs and Irwin and Roca, they all stack up, but it's Irwin.
Yeah, I think you got to give Irwin the edge for sure, but it's going to be pretty good next week. The Friday the 12th, right before we do our live Schmoedown, that match will air. So whoever you got, it's going to be a good one. Go ahead, you got some more thoughts
Let's move
on these cats?
Okay.
We're moving
Let's
on.
move on.
Riley
to
said
Cats.
something while we were all yelling
Riley
about
did?
that
Yeah.
friggin' ZOOBILEE Zoo BS. I mean, that will sit in my brain.
Yes, Cody. Keep going.
This is my Friday. It's your Friday.
It's Friday or it's his hammer.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
his hammer. Cody, one more time.
Guys, come on. It's not even good. At least
It's
Friday's
better than
kind
the
of funny. No,
Magic and Wonder are waiting for you.
this is the kind of stuff. This is like KARS Cars for Kids, okay? This will sit in your head and ruin your life. This will ruin your life.
People are going to start.
No! I'm serious, dude. Seriously. Effing stop this. This is the worst. It's adults as
Wait.
cats in some weird set in like St. Louis.
Win a goldfish here or ZOOBILEE Zoo?
I can't wait till I get fired. I am so excited to get fired.
Oh God, that's so good.
You should send him those voice text messages with just singing that song.
You think I'm going to open those for this asshole? No. I've learned my lesson, Dorina.
All right,
So what were you saying about cats, Josh?
Okay, so Riley said, again,
you did bring it
I'm
up.
not
What-
going to bring it up.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, not going to say it.
Every time you say it, the music goes up. Like if I was to say ZOOBILEE Zoo.
Cody, I'm going to break your computer with a fucking firework
See,
hammer.
Cody loves it though.
No, he doesn't.
Ben Vereen.
Cody does not love it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know
I
about
guarantee
that.
you, and neither does Mark Riley. He hates it.
Is that true,
Guarantee
guys?
you it.
I think they're smiling in the
I mean, I
booth.
think we're both laughing pretty hard. There.
What are you laughing over the ZOOBILEE Zoo song?
This is another thing I have to go on stage and be like, guys, don't say ZOOBILEE
That's
Zoo
what- yeah.
for the love of Christ. I already have to tell you to not win a friggin' goldfish. Don't say 8. Don't say 9. Don't talk about cookies. Don't talk about milks. And now I got to talk about ZOOBILEE friggin' Zoo. It's some weird ass cat's imitation of some people jumping in some creepy yellow fire truck on a set covered in God knows what. And you got some woman dressed as a
Cockatoo.
bird cat.
Cockatoo.
Cockatoo. A cockatoo?
You remember the show pretty well.
Oh,
huh?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm so thankful my parents loved me and didn't play that.
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
my
All right,
God.
so we wanted to talk about cats.
You know what?
Are you good?
Here's what I'm going to talk
Just
about.
be
Do
better.
you
Don't
guys
say it.
Do you
Just
guys
don't
think
say
it's
it.
gonna look like the what's his name, the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, but
Oh.
on a human body?
That's
like,
what I was
What is
thinking
it gonna
is-
look like? That's so
They're all,
weird.
I was thinking like Jungle Book cats,
Yeah.
but then Riley said this. Go ahead, Riley.
Yes, they are making giant sets. So they're cats, right? And they're big sets like humans, but it's
gonna look like that.
It's
It's
going
gonna
to look like that with
friggin'
mocap
ZOOBILEE Zoo.
faces.
Cody, don't you
but the
fucking do
Broadway
it.
play has giant sets, right, to make the humans look like
Yeah,
small
and that's
already.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
sure. That's terrible. First of all,
I can't wait
musicals
to
are
watch
the
it.
worst.
Hey,
Second of all,
they're so good.
No, they're not. That's
You don't
stupid.
like any?
I like
Did you
musicals.
see Book
Yeah.
of Mormon?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's great.
It's okay.
You just don't like when people sing in the
No, I
middle
hate
of
it.
the.
Did you see Hamilton?
Yeah.
Didn't
Really
like it.
good?
It's fine.
It's just not his thing.
You don't like singing.
No.
Yeah, I like
Do you like karaoke?
Yeah, but that's because people introduce you. Hey, coming next to the stage, and a song is supposed to be played. Not like, you know what? Sometimes when I skip stones, skipping stones is
Yeah.
skipping stones. Like, get the fuck out of here and stop singing and give me the movie. Excuse me.
But so hostile against the musicals.
I am.
So
I hate
mad
them.
about it.
I dig the musicals. I think
love
that
musicals.
they're a lot.
Go ahead.
You know
Love your
why though?
musicals.
Because
Go ahead.
Here. You know why I hate musicals?
Why?
Because of ZOOBILEE friggin' Zoo.
Now you got. Thank you.
Yes, because at some point you're gonna be like you're a kid and you're 9 years old, and they send you to some theater as a field trip to see the arts, and then they play ZOOBILEE
you
Zoo
get
and
the
some like
farts.
cats doing a. And here's our thing,
loves it,
like
though.
give me a friggin' break.
you made
Greg
him
got-
so
yeah,
happy.
got us-
Look
Greg-
at him.
my kitty. My little baby
They patting on here. Look, there you go.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Good.
But okay, you're obviously a fan of actors.
Yes.
Yes.
So Broadway actors are incredible. They have to do that shit every day, live, learn all their lines,
Okay.
and sing live is really hard, especially
I'm not
the stuff they
taking
sing.
anything away
So you
from
don't
the
you don't
talent
get
of all
impressed,
them.
but
like-
you don't get
it's like
impressed
horror
when
films
sit
for
there.
you.
Correct. Do you know how like how talented you have to be on Broadway? Yes, I obviously know that. You know how much more talented you have to be an opera singer? Yes.
Yes.
I know this.
And
Okay.
do you
I
like
know
opera?
all that. No, not really. I mean, it's entertaining in the fact that I'm watching an art that like 1.001% of the population can do.
Right.
It's just. It is boring to me. When I sit there, I fell asleep in every single musical I've ever been to. But I fall asleep in a lot of things. But musicals especially. My mom has a story of my dad and my brother and I going to see Beauty and the Beast on Broadway when I was like 12 years old. My dad is sleeping, I'm sleeping,
I
and my
feel like
brother's
you're at a
sleeping.
court hearing right now.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I will fight it. I will fight this anytime.
Why
I'm
are
not
you so
taking,
angry about it?
Because I had to sit
I
through
understand why they're
musicals.
doing it. I get it. But it makes my ears bleed.
Yes.
I gotta shut it off. Stop.
Yep.
Please stop.
Yes.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
ZOOBILEE Zoo, all right?
Oh man.
But I can watch golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
That's what's so
What if the golfer started
Yeah.
singing?
I'm out.
Yeah.
You're out. You're
Really?
Done. Yes.
Wow. That's when
There's
I
no
would watch
place
golf.
for singing in golf. Okay, here's the thing. I'm a realist. When you're talking last week about his symbolism of the rabbits and us means this, and
It
this. I'm
wasn't
like,
about
blah,
the
blah,
rabbits.
blah. Okay?
It was about like how you grow up in your atmosphere, and if you grow up with privilege, you have a better life, you're a better person. And if you're fucked up because you didn't have the opportunities other people had,
You're
like
a rabbit and you can't
That's
speak?
nothing to do with the rabbit. Stop focusing on the rabbits. The rabbits were just there to be creepy.
Yeah,
Tim the
okay.
Mouse should have spoken. That's all I'm
Should-
saying in
yeah,
Dumbo.
I mean-
Should have said a word. That's all I'm saying.
Donnie
Should have said
Cockatiz over
civilization.
here.
No.
I just, I did the High School Musical once in high school, and after
Oh,
2
What did
weeks
you
of
do?
rehearsal,
Did you eat shit?
No. After 2 weeks of rehearsal, I was so bored.
What
of
did you
just
do? What
constantly-
musical?
I think it was like Music Man or
Just not,
something.
all right, so it's not.
Well,
he
the old
hates
school
music.
ones are boring. I get it.
They're all boring.
No,
So
the new ones are
so
good.
this is what would be better
Who
to take
hurt
Makuga-
you?
Yeah,
No,
what would,
no.
What would be better to take Makuga to? Would it be it or scary movies or Cats?
Is Phantom of the
What
Opera
do you,
scary
what, as
to
a
you?
bit, what do you get out of taking me to a
Oh,
musical?
The
shit.
review.
Is there a horror?
Yeah, just
The review.
and
Just
musical?
boredom.
Does the Phantom of the Opera scare you?
I mean, that first big crack does.
Yeah,
Is
But-
Sweeney Todd scared? Not
I've never
scary.
seen a worse movie than Sweeney Todd.
a lot of people love that. I've never seen it though.
That's a great musical.
It's a good musical. I
I
don't
don't know about the movie. The
Yeah.
movie is okay, but
I
it's a great
watched
musical.
the episode of The Office where they do Sweeney Todd.
And you didn't like that either.
No,
Oh,
because
okay.
as soon as you start breaking out and just like the Bumblebee Fleet Street, the Bumblebee Fleet Street.
Well, but that's-
We have razors. Ooh, we got a bunch of razors and we dance and we. It's the Family Guy part. It's the most genius thing in TV. It's like we're all singing and we join in and like there's more people sing. It boggles my mind how dumb it is.
Wow.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes. yeah. I don't
Sorry,
see,
I'm so angry.
I just don't think dumb is the
Yeah,
right word.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
it's actually, especially for people like Sondheim, who is an amazing composer. Like it may
I'm not
it
taking
may not
anything
be,
away from what they've done talent-wise.
So
I'm
you
saying
just
for
think
me,
so
it's
you,
the most
you
boring way to
appreciate-
spend 2.5
You
hours.
appreciate it that there's talent
Yeah.
behind it. You just
Yes.
think it's boring. So
You're
that
correct.
it's similar to like me not liking baseball or
but
golf.
you do
Correct.
know if you go to a musical, people are going to sing like that.
Yes.
You're
That's
acting
why
like, wait a second,
All right.
now they're singing.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a kid, I was forced to go to musicals all the time.
That's
with
where
my
it is. We
parents.
got
That's
to it.
why.
We
So
got
it's
to it.
just,
We got to it.
the trauma
You know-
has come
we
out.
don't-
Welcome
I
to
love-
Collider
I love-
Counseling.
I love how he
It's
goes.
the worst.
I love how he goes. I'm just saying. When I got you didn't say that once.
No.
You just said it, and you should have led with
Well,
it.
you guys wouldn't let me say anything because of
What?
fucking Zoobilees. Fucking Jaguars.
I gotta tell you.
Josh,
that
it's
if
okay.
there was-
Sweating
if
through
there-
my
you're in a
country club
safe.
shirts.
You're in a safe space. To
If there was
Yes.
if there was a betting sheet, of the things I thought we'd fight about this week, musicals would not have been on that list. So I'm glad that we were.
But
able
we're
to,
all gonna go see Cats, right? 'Cause
Yes,
that's gonna be
Well,
hilarious.
I think you gotta
God,
take him.
We
to
have to go
see.
see Cats.
Yeah. Okay, Riley. I think that we had a new story. What's the next one?
Well, they did drop a Cobra Kai season 2. A lot of people in the chat are wanting to talk about it, but nobody's seen it in there.
Wait, they dropped the whole season?
No, season 2 trailer.
Oh,
Another
oh,
trailer.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Trailer.
what?
Trailer.
I missed it. I was
But
so upset.
it's showing Johnny and Daniel getting face to face, looking close to getting ready to
Kissing?
fight. So
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are like, "Oh, they're gonna fight."
I've seen
Or
the
Kiss.
trailer for sure, and I think that it's embargoed, but we're going to be able to check out.
We can talk about the trailer though, because
Yeah.
the trailer's not embargoed.
No, I'm saying we are embargoed, but we'll be able to see the season like really
Yes.
soon.
But I have
Talk
to
about it.
purchase another streaming thing to see this. Is that the?
So I don't know if they're still doing it the way that they were, but you can. They were letting you sign up for like a month for free.
Yeah, you could do the free trial.
Yeah,
Okay.
and some people were doing would get it and then bail, but then some people were like, no, I'm going to get it now, keep it because I can get now Cobra Kai season 2, 3, 4, whatever, because it's going to keep going.
Because I'm paying for a lot of period piece streaming channels right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can add a YouTube.
Get rid of
to
one
it.
of them and get this show, dude. You got to the Cobra
It's
Kai's
so
on.
I tried to sell it to my wife, and when I told her about it, go, oh, there's a Karate
Yeah.
Kid, Cobra Kai thing. She just looked at me like, what?
She's
Just
you gotta-
tell
you
her
just-
there's
you just-
people wearing ruffled.
Did she see the
shirts
first one?
and
Did
things
she
like
see
that.
the movie, the original?
I think so. Yeah.
Right. Watch the original again with her, right? That's one thing. Tell you got to do it for a bit for the show. And then watch that series with her because my wife was the same way. She was like, why are they making this movie? Like, why are they making this show? Like, it's silly. Let's do it. And we watched. She loved it. She can't wait to watch it.
Because most reboots usually aren't that great.
No, I know.
So that's why this was one of the few ones that's great in a shocking way. Like trust me, out of everybody here, I'm a huge fan, and I was very surprised how well they've handled it.
If I watched it with the originals with my son, could he go into this, or is this a little more adult?
No,
No, it's totally for kids.
I mean, there's a couple curses here and there too, but that's whatever. It's really well made. It's good. They know character so well, and like just talking to those guys, you can see like that's who you want in charge of your property. Like there are a lot of people out there that get properties, right? And the intentions, business wise, they might do really well. But creatively, they don't get the property, and I think you see that a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
I can't think of another reboot I really liked other than Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Right, it's another one that they said was really good too. But like
that's it.
Like I'm
Splash 2.
Splash 2. Did you know about Splash 2?
Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, that's right.
The TV series.
Those were
was
really
great.
good too.
Yeah.
Did you know that they had made a Splash TOO?
Is that an April Fool's joke?
No.
Dude, I said the same thing when they showed it to me. So you remember
What?
the original Splash?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're joking.
You guys are literally
is
doing
it?
exactly what I did when Riley told me about it. It's on. We got to play this trailer. Cody, bring up Splash 2.
But Riley pulled it out of his ass.
He did. He got it right. Riley goes. No,
straight
it's
to
Splash
DVD?
TOO. And I go,
No.
no. You're thinking Teen Wolf TOO. He's like, no, there was a Splash TOO. It was a TV movie. But there you go.
From when? When did they
It was
make
a
it?
series, right?
No, 88.
Is Daryl Hannah in it?
No, dude, there's one woman in this thing that is still working. The other one's working down the block somewhere.
Oh, it's probably bad. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's so
Why-
so
I
bad.
can't wait to
Wonderful.
see that.
You're not going to want to watch this, Dorina. Wait until
No,
you
I
see
love
this
that
trailer.
stuff.
This is a long trailer. All right, here, look at this.
What?
I mean, yes, it's what everything that was wrong with 80s television is this movie. And the music.
Yes.
Why is the editor the
The
first
music's
person
pretty
mentioned?
awesome
Right.
so
Yeah,
far.
that's true. The editor.
Well, look at the editing.
It's true.
yeah, that's Tom Hanks.
Oh,
You
man.
froze.
Froze
You
on
froze.
us.
Anyway,
Too many people
it's
are
another
watching
ad.
it,
Don't worry
probably.
about it.
You've
But
seen enough.
you've seen enough. You get it right away from there. You just play it in the background. We don't need to hear this shit anymore.
Is this in the aquarium at the Atlantis?
I wouldn't be
Aquarium.
surprised.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't be surprised. This is a travesty to justice. This is like the Star Wars holiday special all over again. Look at this guy. The girl that
Wait, she
she's
looks
around.
familiar.
No, she's
She's,
around.
No, she was the mom in Problem Child.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah, and what else
She's
was
still-
she
He
on?
can't fix anything.
yeah. This movie, it's like a really bad trailer. There should be a show, really
Isn't
bad
she
trailers.
also in
Crimped
Gremlins?
hair.
She's in
Yeah,
something.
Who's
I'm
the
not-
guy?
no one.
I love her. What is this called? Like her hair?
Braid?
No.
Crimping.
Crimping.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
No, I just mean I love it. How bad it looks.
Yeah. All right.
crimping
Please,
was the
Cody,
thing.
Wow.
turn this off now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so bad. I don't know how the challenge for that trailer is how long you can get through. I think we got a lot longer than we
Do you
did when
guys
we
have a
originally showed it.
favorite bad movie?
Does Flash Gordon count?
No.
Yes, that movie is horrendous.
Yeah, if you-
Yeah,
never
but
seen
it's of course I have.
No. I'm saying if you've never seen it
Oh.
before and you watch it like now, like I had Ellis watch it now. It's like you've got to watch that movie as a kid,
Right.
Because
But
I
I'm
love it.
talking bad.
Midnight
Like,
Madness. You
yeah,
know that
hell
one?
is
I'm
that?
like the Room level.
Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, like Miami Connection's my favorite.
Oh, Miami Connection's great.
It's
don't know that
really, it's
That's
the
really
bad.
bad
We
good.
should watch it. It's great.
Midnight Madness was this. It's like a challenge that people try to find all these clues.
Yeah.
I think Michael J. Fox is in.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I've watched it 100 times on 8. It was like one of these overrun things on
Yeah.
back.
Was
on the-
he? I remember when he was in a movie with Nancy McKeon where they were like camp counselors. Do you remember that one?
Michael J. Fox?
Yeah. It was like a TV movie. I don't know how the hell I remember
I
that
think
one.
my favorite bad movie is Airborne, though I will.
You love
will,
Airborne.
But I
don't
love
know.
Airborne.
I'm not going to put Airborne. I like Airborne too. I'm not
yeah.
going to put it in
But
that.
I feel
not
like,
a
but I
bad
feel
word.
like bad
People.
category, like to be in the bad movie category, you also have to have like quality issues.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's why I don't
This
see.
Fla-
That's why I don't feel like Flash
Well,
Gordon.
that's why I think it is.
Really?
The quality issues and Flash.
do you-
I mean,
When was the last time you
but-
saw it?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
So
maybe I should watch
the
it again.
Bring up the opening to Flash Gordon because the globe itself. Just see if you can find the opening to Flash Gordon.
Do you think
it's
that
ridiculous.
Masters of the Universe is a bad movie?
Yes, it's horrible.
Okay, so I love that movie.
Yeah, but it's a horrible movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
All right,
really
I'll give you
bad.
that one.
Yeah, so is this?
So yeah, but Airborne
Yeah.
is
How about
filmed
Last
well.
Dragon? That one you showed me.
I
Barry
love.
Gordon's.
You've never seen The Last Dragon?
No, you showed me The Last Dragon.
Wait,
The whole movie-
Last
did you see the
Dragon is
movie?
good.
No,
It's-
that's
it's-
a good
Last
movie.
Dragon
Yeah,
is
it's
good.
good. Here, all right, wait.
Yeah,
This is the
about
opening.
that.
Wait, so wait. Once we get to the opening of this movie, you're gonna see how bad the opening is, and I swear by Flash Gordon. I love Flash Gordon. It is. If somebody watched it today, they'd understand. Even if they enjoyed it, they'd understand it's just a bad movie, but it's amazing. All right, here we go. Here's the beginning. Can you turn this up?
Cody, can you please get rid of the commercials?
Yeah. Look, Dorina, wait until you see the opening globe. It's insane.
That's the Universal Globe.
I know that's the Universal
it's
Globe, but
horrible.
but it's not. It's not. They should have borrowed that because watch what they use. It's like the first thing. This.
A globe drops
Yeah.
down from a string.
Looks like the Tron ride at
Well, they were-
Disneyland.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to do. Yeah, look, here's the globe.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Your
look
body
at
in
that.
the SK system, Your Majesty. The inhabitants refer to it as the planet.
It's like a horrible. It's like a
Inhabitants.
ball of clay.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's awful.
It's a paper
Yeah,
mache.
the-
It's
Yeah.
still way better quality than most bad movies.
Look at that. I mean, come on, that's terrible. Doesn't even look like Earth.
That's better than. I mean, that's worse than most Power Rangers series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's, look at, and it's silly,
Yeah,
but,
but
it's
it's-
great. It's amazing. You can turn it off. Flash Gordon, you know, 'cause I talk about Flash
All the
Gordon
time.
all the time,
Yeah.
but I can acknowledge that movie is
horrendous.
Well, they tried to do because it was that class. That's what we were just talking about. It's that classic thing of there are creators that love and maneuver the story of like George Lucas in '77 when he did Star Wars, and then after it hit the way it hit.
I'm sorry, who?
Right after it hit the way it hit, everybody wanted to make Star Wars
Yeah.
now. We got to find the next Star Wars, as opposed to really creating it. And then someone gets it
Executives have been doing stupid shit like that forever.
forever.
Yes.
And so then you have somebody who says, "Oh, let's put this money into it, and we got the rights to Flash Gordon because that's what George Lucas wanted to do and couldn't, and we got the rights for it. Let's do it." And they did that, which. And to me, a kid, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great, but it's ridiculous. And there's one line where Dale, she's just like, "Oh, you know, what does she say?" She's like, she says something along the lines, "Flash, I love you, but we only have 13 minutes to save the Earth." Like, it's just the way that she does this, the delivery of it, the writing of it. It's just not great.
Is it bad? It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's
at
not
all.
good. All right, so I don't know how the hell we got down that road, but
Yeah.
Riley, what's next?
So there's some new Terminator Dark Fate images that they dropped. That's yeah, it's out there. I'm
How
going
are
to
they?
show you up. They're let me show you.
Yeah, show me. You don't love it?
The Show Me State.
I don't like that. I don't
would
like that he
be
didn't say they were awesome right
dirty.
at the bat. I'm looking forward to this movie, this Terminator movie with Tim Miller. I'm really looking forward to it. So
I
don't.
mean, it's like a retcon, right, of situation.
It takes place after Terminator 2.
2,
Yeah.
right.
So it's like what they did for Halloween. Let's go back. Can you back up? So, all right.
Oh,
So that's cool.
That's
Okay.
cool.
I like that one. There's a picture of Arnold.
Where's Sarah?
I don't know, but that's a picture of Arnold as an old Terminator, which I dig.
Yeah,
I like that
he looks
idea.
good.
It kind of going with the tradition of that one movie. One
There
of
she
the
is.
cool things they
Holy
did.
shit!
Yeah.
Look
She
at
looks
see
like
that,
a
Hamilton.
badass.
My
Yeah,
God.
man. Okay. So there's a new character, and is that supposed to be young Sarah Connor?
I think is that Claire Foy? No.
I don't know. Do you know do we know what that's supposed to be, Riley? Is that a young Sarah Connor? No, go down.
No young Sarah Connor. Let me go there. I think
Natalia
it's,
Reyes. Oh, Mackenzie
Oh, it's
Davis.
Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah.
Right. I like Mackenzie
Yeah,
Davis.
she's good.
She's really
awesome.
good in
She's-
Tully.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I like
She
her.
was great in a show that nobody watched, which is *Halt and Catch Fire*.
That's
Yeah.
a good show
It's
with
fucking
the great
incredible.
Who's in that?
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's in that?
Mackenzie Davis,
No, yeah.
Carrie Bichet, Scoot McNairy.
What's the main guy?
Lee Pace.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going down now. All right. So there she is, and that's the new
gotta be a
Terminator, obviously.
Yeah,
I love how they
That's
always
John
walk
Connor,
like
right?
this.
Is that Connor?
that's got to be
cool.
John Connor, right?
That's kind of more the vision of a John Connor than I.
He's
had
easy
before.
on the eyes.
Yeah, right?
All right, Riley, I like those
Brad, you
pictures.
got good taste. I get-
You?
Yeah, I like the Terminator. I don't want to make anybody think I didn't, or I wanted your reaction.
What
so
did
I
you
should
think?
say.
You didn't love him?
No, I like him a lot.
Okay.
I really like Arnold.
Arnold
Yeah,
looks
he
cool.
looks good.
And Linda Hamilton. I think it's great to see them. I hope that they do something really interesting with this new version.
Me too.
Cameron's a producer, so he's signing off on this thing, and Tim Miller's directing. And I loved his Deadpool. So
He's focused on Avatar. He doesn't care.
That's the truth. I've said
It's probably just his name.
That's why I've said this, and I think some of the things that comes out of
he
this.
read the script. I bet he read the script.
I think for this one,
but-
yes. But here's the thing: is that he, and I've said this before in the show. I'll say it again. The thing with James Cameron, he said some very stupid things in the past. I mean, a lot of dumb things. It's James Cameron doing his thing. You cannot doubt him when it comes to movies. When he put out that first movie, Titanic, everyone thought it was going to fail. Most profitable movie of all time, and then the one that beats
I
it
fell
is
asleep during that
his.
movie.
Needless to say,
I
he
started
still-
just making
right.
out with the dude I was with because I was bored.
Right, but the dude still bought a ticket.
Yeah. No, I bought him.
You bought
I
him,
bought
so-
mine.
right,
I was
so-
a feminist when I was like 15.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, continue.
So anyway, the point is that now he
And that guy's now dead.
after the movie.
Yeah.
No, but the point is that the James Cameron is a really he's a visionary. I mean,
Yeah.
look what he did with Avatar, and that movie made 2.6 billion, whatever it was. He's
Aliens.
But he continues to do it over and over and over again. So even though I don't think anybody really wants to see Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's literally what it is.
Wow.
I don't doubt that every one of them will wind up magically making billions of dollars.
But why so soon with the new Avatar?
Exactly. But the thing is, as far as him producing,
Yes, Brett.
the thing that he said about the last one, which was Genesis, which was terrible. He gave his full endorsement on it also, and it was. I think that it's also because he knew the rights were going back, and they're able to do this version of the movie now. Because Tim Miller had some Schnepp and I used to always talk about this movie and how Terminator should be made, because Terminator was our favorite movie, because the original was more of a horror film.
Yes.
And it was simple.
And it was
simple
horror.
premise.
It was good horror sci-fi.
Good horror sci-fi, just a simple premise, and that was it, and that's all you needed. So it's still my favorite. I love 2, but for me, 1 is still the high ceiling.
I think Terminator 2 ranks among like those. I would much rather watch the sequel than the original, and that's just me. But for me, I think it's like probably top 5 best sequels all time.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a great sequel. It's just it's kind of like Alien versus Aliens, right? Where you have like a much more serious horror sci-fi, and then the second one's more of like an action movie. So
Right.
it is still really fun, and it's a good sequel. But
Yeah.
the originals to me are my favorite.
The original's my favorite. So, but Tim Miller also feels the same way. And Tim Miller had pitched this version that he's apparently doing, and then because Schnepp had seen it and told me about, not the movie, but like the panel that they did, because he was excited about it, and he told me, he's like, dude, you're going to be happy, because we used to geek out about Terminator all the time. And he's just like, he talks about it the way like we do. He like they get it, and Cameron was with them, kind of promoting it with them, as opposed to just being asked for comment. So that's why I have hope for it, even though he's got. So I think you're right. I think he has read the script on this one. There's no way he read the script on Genesis. So I'm really looking forward.
Maybe
to this
he
movie.
did, and he just made money out of it.
But why would he read it when he knows he was going to make money? He goes, I don't give a shit. I have no involvement in this thing. Put my name on it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
just pay
but,
me.
But this one, I think he had involvement in. I do.
Let me ask you a question, and try and give me the non-Harloff yesterday answer when the hypothetical was brought up about the Oscar nomination. Okay? So we're going to get
I don't wanna do this
Avatars 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Do you think by
Okay.
by the 5th one, it'll just be like the Divergent series where it just goes to on demand?
No, there's no chance that could happen with James Cameron, because he'll find a way to get them in theaters.
Okay.
Like he's gonna do it. The thing is, what could happen is if, and I just don't see it happening, but if 2 and 3, because they'll do 2, no matter how it does, they're gonna put out 3, but they're shooting all of them like back to back to back, which is the thing. If they don't make money, I don't like really bomb the first 2. You probably like Divergent, kind of scrap them, yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't really care to see them. Like, I think he might do some really cool, groundbreaking stuff, just like he did for the original one. And so, but I don't know if I see myself like immediately buying a ticket and going to see the sequel.
I will, because I thought visually seeing that movie when I saw it, like I still have not had a theater experience like that. It was, I really like. You always say like, "Oh, I was transported in there watching it." I felt like I was in the middle of that fucking planet.
Really?
Like,
No, it looked great, but halfway through the story just lost me.
Yeah,
And
because you'd seen it a lot,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's the
kind
same
of a
story,
rehash.
but visually I was very entertained.
Yeah.
It looked cool. So I'm sure he's going to do cool stuff
Yeah.
for the new one. I just don't see myself getting excited to buy tickets for all of these sequels like immediately and go there.
Yeah, I get it. And
premiere day.
And I
What
always
if everybody had cat faces?
Exactly.
That's right. Well, I understood the rehash argument of Ferngully Dances with Wolves. just always kind of countered that with. There's so many movies that borrow from other movies, and I know this is like right on the nose, more so than the most, but I didn't care. I thought the James Horner score was incredible. I wonder who they're getting to replace him.
I don't know.
I wonder who.
I thought you were Miss Sounds and Soundtracks.
Not before they come out.
Yeah, James Horner's score on Avatar is really right.
Or actually,
Riley,
Hans Zimmer is doing Dune.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh,
pretty
that's good
excited
too.
about that.
Riley, you like the James Horner score for Avatar, right?
Oh yeah, listen to it all the time.
It's great.
Nerd.
It's really good.
It's really fantastic.
Yeah, there's no word yet on who's going to score Avatar 2.
That's interesting.
My money's on Hans Zimmer.
Do they work a lot together?
Has he done a James Cameron movie?
I don't know.
I don't
I'm
think he
actually
has.
He's
looking
always
to
been
see.
Horner, right? No, Brad Fidel.
Brad Fidel would be great.
Terminator.
Of course,
yeah.
Brad Fidel.
Yeah,
Everybody
I mean-
knows.
And
He did
Fright
Zoobile Zoo.
Yeah, no, that was his earlier work, but yeah. I mean, after that, he kind of had Dead
Yeah,
Period.
that
after
Brad
Dead
Fidel
Period.
did the iconic Terminator score.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And,
Yeah.
and Fright Night.
Nothing quite like a really good night in with Brad Fidel.
Fidel. You know, Brad Fidel did really well. There was a movie. I don't know if
The
anybody's
score at Mulberry Street Pizza on Canada.
I would be there every fucking day if he did.
Eating pizza, listening to Brad Fidel.
It's
Count
true.
me in.
But no, Brad Fidel did the score for a movie called Gladiator, not the Russell Crowe one, obviously. But did you ever see it with James Marshall and Cuba Gooding Jr. and Brian Dennehy?
When was that made?
Is that the one
93.
where he's the deep sea diver with Robert
He's
De Niro?
a boxer. You'd actually like it, man. Yeah, it's like it takes place. I would love to see them actually do a remake of this one, but you can do it UFC. It takes place. This kid, James Marshall. He's in high school. He gets moved. His dad like loses all this money like betting, and they move him to this like rough neighborhood. I think in where the fuck is it? I don't remember where it is, but
Takes place at the same time as Rocky V.
It might have been in Michigan. I don't know if that's true. But they move him to like a bad neighborhood, and he starts in high school. These bullies are kind of coming after him, but he's fought in Golden Globes and stuff too, and he winds up knocking this guy backwards in the parking lot. And Ray, what's his name? Oh, my boy from Robert Loggia. Robert Loggia.
Oh,
He's in it, and he recruits them, and there's these underground boxing things with big crowds, and Brian Denny, he runs the whole thing.
Nice.
And
Of course you would love that. You ran an underground boxing ring.
I did, and I loved that movie. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it, but Brad Fidel did the score, and it's
That's
incredible.
good.
If you've
Okay.
never seen Gladiator, the movie, watch it. It is such an underrated movie. I love it. And Brian Dennehy, he turns to James Marshall. He's like, you know why people love boxing or love fights, and he's like, why? He's like, it's the presence of death. And it's just this line, and you just
pretty good.
Yeah, it's
pretty
a
good line.
great line. And
Thanks, Robert Loggia.
Loggia doesn't say it. Dennehy says, but
Dennehy, very underrated actor.
commercial?
super First Blood, man.
Awesome.
So good in First Blood.
Awesome. And you know where Dennehy like ended up going and doing a ton of movies?
Where?
Him and Tommy Hitman Hearns went and did movies in Italy.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
They were
random
like
fact.
they became like Italian movie stars. I think it was Tommy Hitman Hearns. I know it was Brian Dennehy.
Can you bring that up?
Hold on.
Bring it.
It's one of those boxers from back in the day. It was like either Hearns or
Not Hagler.
not
Couldn't have been
Hagler.
Hagler was
Hold
a
on.
boss.
What obscure thing can I have Cody bring up?
I don't even know how to search that.
Well,
Hold on.
Come on, just swing up
Actors in the
Italian
80s.
movie guys.
Bring up Brian.
became
Bring up
Italian
Brian.
movie stars?
No. Bring up Brian Dennehy and Tommy Hearns and see if anything comes up.
Bring up the theme to Midnight Madness while you're at it.
Yeah, Midnight Man.
Or the songs
That's
from
that
Miami
movie.
Connection.
Well,
Against the
that's it.
Ninja by Dragon Sound.
Well, we'll see if there's anything. Let's see if he.
No, it wasn't Tommy Hitman.
All right,
Hearns.
we'll figure it out during the break. We're gonna go to break. When we get back, we will talk about the New Mutants still being on Disney's release schedule. That was a big kind of drop that they had made, and people were wondering about it. And it was released. So we'll talk about it after the break.
Hey, Collider fans, John Roca here. Look that behind me. There it is, Collider Sports. That's right, that is happening. We've got some great programming on there already. For those of you that have already watched, thanks so much. We got so much coming down the pike. We're talking about NFL. We're going to talk about NBA. There's plans about NHL. Golf is in the equation now. And, of course, the Premier League show that I host with Jack Hind, that's been in motion for the last couple of weeks. And then an MMA show is on the way from Dennis Zhang, me, and Jay Williams. All those things are happening here at Collider. And look, We want to hear from you, so we want you to listen. We want you to watch. If you're a sports fan, even if you're not a sports fan, we might entertain you, teach you something new about a sport that you may not have known much about, or maybe so deep into it that you wanted to learn even more about it. We've got you covered. You can do that. Follow us on iTunes and on YouTube. You can there watch all the shows or listen to all the shows that you want, and then leave us comments and rate the shows as well and review them. And then let us know what other sports you want us to cover. Look, we're not touching rugby. I'll just tell you that right now. That's as far out as we'll go, or cricket. But maybe in the future, if we go Collider worldwide, that's certainly a possibility. But for right now, Collider Sports is there for you. Take a look at it, take a watch, and let us know what you think.
Oh, hi guys. It's Perry here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. Ugh.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes. And it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out, we talk about what we hope is coming out, we do fantasy casting of things that should exist, why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things, and every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics, buy in print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital, I'll forgive you, as long as you're paying for your comics. It's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print, keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting, we can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try to
can catch it every Wednesday.
That are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff and we want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. That's right, they gave Riley his own podcast. The Riley Roundtable is on its new home. It drops every Thursday. The Riley Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, and everything in between. That's right, the Riley Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Christian Harloff podcast feed, and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Riley Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, one of the hosts for Collider Sports Time. That's our new show there on the Collider Sports Network. It's our flagship show, just like Collider Movie Talk. We get on, talk about a bunch of sports issues of the day and what is burning up social media, what topics are burning up social media. That's what we do on Collider Sports Time. I'm joined by my top 10 co-host, Matt Nost. Me and him, we welcome a bevy of guests every week to talk about NFL, the Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL, and the NBA, which is starting up soon. We're going to talk about that. We also get into UFC stuff, college football, all the stuff that's happening in the world of sports. We're going to cover it on Collider Sports Time. And we're going to take the time to break it all down and give our opinions and our unique takes and unfiltered thoughts on what we think about the sports news of the day. So don't forget to join us every week on Monday for the Collider Sports Time show on the Collider Sports Network. And don't forget to subscribe on the Collider Sports Network on YouTube and on the Collider Sports podcast feed. We're going to bring you all kinds of stuff. Hope to hear from you soon.
Along with us to ZOOBILEE Zoo, ZOOBILEE Zoo. Magic
We're back, everybody. I told you Cody liked it.
Because it's good.
I'm back with a disapproving Josh McCouga, Brett Sheridan, and the presence of death. Evil Dorina herself. Dorina is here.
Hello. Buenos dias. Buenas
Good
tardes.
first hour. I had fun. Fans had fun with it too, which is
I
good.
left. I had
Well, that's
fun.
not easy to make happen. So there you go.
We figured out who the Italian
actor
is.
Say that again.
We figured out who the Italian actor
Who
is.
is it?
Marvin Hagler, marvelous Marvin Hagler.
He was a big. You mean Italian star?
Italian star,
not
yeah.
Italian. But he's
he stopped boxing, moved to Italy, and became a star. And like you know how they produce a ton of movies in like Nigeria where it's just over and over. Same thing in Italy. They just a lot of them go straight to.
It's like Steven Seagal movies now. But,
Totally action movies.
I never watched any. I mean, I watched a lot of foreign films growing up because we actually read subtitles in Mexico. And thank you guys.
Yeah.
I love subtitle movies.
But the only ones I ever watched that were Italian were horror movies, like the Argento ones.
But it's funny because you said Hagler, right? Quit boxing. That guy did what a lot of athletes can't do. He said he was done, and then he was done.
He was done.
He fought Sugar Ray Leonard in one of the best fights, and a lot of people think that Sugar Ray Leonard lost the fight, and he wound up winning a split decision. And Hagler's, you know how much money that rematch would have made?
Huge.
Hagler's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I did my thing, and I'm out. And he'll come back. People offered him millions. I'm done.
Yeah.
And so he went in. And now I guess he was doing movies.
He was doing it for a long time. Yeah.
You ever see that fight? That Hagler Hearns?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hagler Hearns is a great fight, and then the
Hagler Sugar Ray is a great fight too.
yeah, but Hearns Hagler.
I mean, it's like 3 rounds of just punching.
Hearns Hagler is one of the most insane boxing matches you will ever see. 2 rounds, I think it goes.
2 rounds.
I miss old boxing.
It was
Makes
the
me
glory
sad.
years
Yeah.
in the 80s. Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, all those
Bare
guys.
knuckle, 30 rounds.
Yeah, that was You never got into boxing, huh?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, I liked boxing movies, I guess.
Right.
Seems
to always be.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
I only got into because of
Sometimes
my
I
culture.
start to feel bad.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I think the thing that got to me was
The fighting makes you feel bad?
Yeah.
Doesn't like to see people get hit.
Yeah.
one of the cooler things.
Brain
The
damage.
non-cool things my mom did was force us to go to musicals. The cool thing that my dad did was he took us to boxing matches.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing boxing live as a
It's
youth,
different.
It is
changed-
crazy.
it's like seeing hockey live. It changed your whole
Yeah.
perspective.
Well, that was the
on it.
thing.
Hockey's
I
amazing.
used to go to boxing matches and wrestling matches, but I go to boxing matches all the time as a kid. And I would go and I saw De La Hoya fight. I saw Gotti fight.
De La Hoya.
Yeah, I saw him at Madison Square Garden. And I used to go to the fights all the time. But that's when UFC came. Like, and I love all the fights that I've ever gone to. The boxing matches have been great. But when the UFC really kind of hit, because I got involved being a fan with the UFC in like 2005 when Ultimate Fighter started, and I watched every episode of it.
That was a fun show. That was like a really well
It was
done
the
reality
show that built what it is
I
today.
don't even
because-
like reality show, and that was good.
Yeah, because it was a different type of show where they recruited all these people, and that Bonner and Forrest Griffin fight was the one that kind of started it all. So anyway, then I would start to go to UFC matches. I wanted to go check them out, and again, nothing against the boxing matches, but it's like when you go to see good fights. I saw Rashad Evans when he lost the title to Machado.
Yeah,
and I was a big Rashad fan, so and he got rocked in that match. But anyway,
I saw my first ever UFC fight. I saw it in the South, in like an underground kind of a thing. I was helping opening a bar at a
UFC or MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, it wasn't UFC, but it was an MMA cage match. I was helping opening a bar in Biloxi, Mississippi for like 2 weeks, and the one guy that worked there, he was like, "Yo, there's an underground fight. Do you want to see one of these crazy things?" And I was like, "Abso-friggin-lutely." And it was unlike to this day, unlike any other sporting thing I've ever seen in my life.
But that's why I liked UFC
really
because
cool.
UFC did that show. Because when I was watching that show, it took so much for them to be able to get that perception changed. Because remember, John McCain didn't want it. He thought it was human cockfighting is what he called it, and it was still banned in New York until not too long ago.
I've been to cockfights.
You've been good. Who
No,
won?
100%. No,
Where?
not joking.
Oh.
My grandfather was a cockfighter, and that was a very.
I'm sure it's traumatizing.
Very
to watch.
traumatizing as
Yeah,
a child.
man.
The loser
kidding.
pile
This is
is the
murder.
most disturbing thing.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was good
Way
stuff.
to really.
But I'll bring it up
the
with something
sport.
else. Here's my boxing story. Bachelor party, Nogales, Mexico, and we're in one of these places where women take their clothes off and dance around.
Didn't you box a little person?
No. And so we're sitting there, and we're enjoying the bachelor party and the women dancing and what have you. And suddenly they all just get off the stage, and the televisions come on, and there's a boxing match, and everything stops in there to watch the boxing. And,
do you remember who it was?
And then the women are just like filing their nails off to the side.
You had no chance.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it was very interesting, and there was a Filipino boxer and a Mexican boxer, and my friend
was it Pacquiao?
Accidentally cheered for the wrong one when we're in Mexico. I'm like,
yeah, don't do that.
Was it Pacquiao?
I can't remember, man.
It's like when I
was
saw
at a bachelor party in Mexico.
It was probably Pacquiao and Barrera.
Yeah, you can't root against people there.
I bet
it's like when I at the Rose Bowl I saw USA versus Mexico, the Gold Cup, and Mexico won, and there was like 80% of the people there were my people.
Yeah.
So anybody that I was with my husband, he's American obviously, and he was wearing a Mexico jersey because he didn't grow up with soccer, and people still knew he was American, and so they're like traidor. They're like, or no, espía. They're like spy, and they were like giving him so much crap just because he was not one of us.
Right.
It was pretty scary and awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like 1% of the population of America knows how to actually watch soccer, basically. So there's not a traitor. There's no traitor.
Well,
in the
he was
stands.
rooting for my team.
Yeah,
so
it's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people were very passionate.
All right.
My people. Yeah.
Well, there we go. So what? Sometimes I was going to ask you, and I totally forgot what it was.
Cockfighting.
Cockfighting, punching a little person.
It wasn't that. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say. Let's see if we can do a little research here. So do you remember when this was?
When what?
This
Your
party,
fight, the fight.
the party with when they started watching the fight.
The bachelor party.
The bachelor party.
If you were to guess, try to pinpoint it down because I want to see if Makuga and I can guess the fight. Because I'm guessing it's Pacquiao versus Barrera.
Oh Jesus! I'd have to text my friend and ask him what it was.
Text him and ask him because I want to know. I want to see if
was it recently?
No.
Cody, can you text Brett's friend?
But I bet you it was Pacquiao and Barrera or one of them.
I was at a bachelor party in Mexico, and we were also at part of that fight, and it was
Alex. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it.
I don't know if it was like a big
We'll see. We'll find out. Okay, so let's actually there are a lot of things to talk about. Riley, I guess in the Disney panel, a lot of news came out, but I did see a quote. Can you tell me what the quote was? If you have it, I know you've probably to pull it up, but Alan Horn said something along the lines of because they bought Fox Searchlight, and there was some comment he made against Shape of Water. He's like
that it was terrible.
Like he didn't see it or something.
He didn't get it, or he doesn't know it. I don't know what that is. I don't
didn't
get it
either.
But it's one thing for you to say it as opposed to the guy who now just bought your company. And it's like, wait, if he doesn't get it, then are we going to have opportunities to do this? But I don't know if those are the quotes, so I don't want to misquote him.
Do we want more Shapes of Waters?
I think a lot of people do, and I think it was
really
only if there's actual fish penis.
Did you like the movie?
I thought it was visually stunning.
Yeah.
The story, I was like, meh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's visually. I mean, it's a very well made movie.
Really well
said this.
Riley loved it.
I checked out while texting and woke up to fish penis. So that's where we at.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever asked you this question, okay?
No.
And I've asked you this, and let's just say you go to work, okay, and you work at some, facility, whatever, and there is a creepy sea monster, and your friend falls in love with this creepy sea monster. Then the friend goes home and bangs the creepy sea monster.
Right.
Would you be like, "Oh, girl, that is so sexy," or would you be like, "Listen,
I would never
don't
say that
stop
in general.
fucking the sea monster"?
I would never say, "Ooh, girl, that is so sexy." But
What would you say?
Papacito. But
Just Papacito. That's all you would say. That's it.
yeah, no. Look.
Thank you, Cody.
If it's consensual and they're happy, who am I to judge?
Yeah.
No. That's called bestiality. That's how you judge. It's
But
against the law.
if it's a half man, half fish, it's not technically a fish.
Yeah.
A full fish.
Okay, Dorina.
What if
you've never tried fish penis? Don't knock it till you try it.
This is where judging starts. Okay, this is where as people we start to judge. There's a border. I'm not going to call it a wall. Okay, I'm not going to offend your people. Okay, but there is a wall of judgment, and over the one wall is bestiality with a fish man in a tank.
But is it bestiality if it's actually like a
Yes.
conscious being that's not
Yes.
fully animal?
Yes.
Why?
It's a fish. It's a
What if a horse woke up and he's like, oh, they tested some
But
horse?
if it's a,
Yeah, let's just say you're banging Mr. Ed.
But let's say
I
the
don't
horse-
want to bang Mr. Ed.
But
Okay,
they
so-
tested the horse. Oh, the horse is half
Dangerous.
human too.
Yeah, give me a hotter horse. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, would
no,
you,
but
if the horse was half human, then you could fall in
I
love
mean,
with
I
it?
don't-
This is a weird
I
conversation.
am not into. I am not into animals. Okay, I'm just saying that if some and nobody that is there's bestiality, and then there's a fantasy movie with a magical creature that happens to have a brain that is sort of human.
Let me go back to what I said before. There are 10 controversial topics on my list of what we would talk about. Banging a fish person would not be on that list.
We found the quote, guys. We found the quote.
You found the quote. What's the quote? Tell me.
Yeah,
The quote.
so Alan Horn, when he came out to do the Disney presentation, for some reason that Shape of Water came up, and he did say that you will be seeing more Deadpool in the
Right.
years ahead.
Okay.
And then as he was going into the Fox, acquisition, he said, "The Shape of Water, I don't know what that is. I never got it." And there was an audible reaction from the crowd, like,
Great.
"What the
I'm
fuck?"
so on board with this new person.
No, he's
I'm
not
great
No,
with
he's
this.
not new,
not
and he
new. He's
also
been running
and
it since
wasn't
2012.
Alan Horn also kind of responsible for firing James Gunn?
You're thinking about
Yes.
Lena Horne.
No, she's right. So Alan Horn ran Warner Brothers for a long time. Actually, was there running it when I was working there, right? So that's how I know, very familiar with Alan Horn. But then he went over to Disney in 2012 to work side by side with Iger, obviously. And he's a like that grandpa kind of by the books, old school type of guy.
This is
he's a family man.
Okay, but I'm telling you, if this is the movie he doesn't get, I'm fine with that.
I know, but you're.
It's not like it came in and it was like, you know what, I don't get Indiana Jones.
But you're
I don't get it.
coming at it from a different point of view, though. You're coming at it as a fan. This is the business. This is the guy who runs it, because you are not the target audience necessarily for that movie in general, too.
And he should be aware of what's an Oscar-worthy
fucking Oscar.
nomination.
It's an Oscar winner.
It's an Oscar winner.
It's an
yeah.
Oscar winner.
Exactly.
So you don't. If you are, this is and Alan Horn has made some really good moves, too, and he's a very successful businessman. But that's a very silly thing to say about a movie that you just bought.
I'm on Alan Horn. I'm with Alan
On a
Horn
business
this one.
side of things.
Yes.
You tell that to everyone that you. I mean,
I'm
what
gonna
about
find you
filmmakers that come in now and that want to
pitch a fish bang movie?
I'm gonna find you a fish woman you actually want to bang.
But it's
No,
not
I'm
just the
good.
fish woman thing. It's not this. It's the fact that
Daryl Hannah.
it was a different movie. It was people always talk about different types of movies, letting the artist be the artist, and that's what Del Toro did. And he made it. I mean, regardless of what, like you said, visually stunning.
He's still an artist,
and it's everything he wanted to do inside of that. And now the guy who just bought your movie and could tell you no if you want to make some other movies in not necessarily a fish movie but other creative movies. Are saying I don't get that Oscar-winning movie that I just bought.
He should know in general just the director. He should know like Guillermo del Toro. Like he should know who the director is and what he does.
Yeah,
like
that
that's
was
just something that's
Don't
like not
bring it
knowing
up.
like who Spielberg is. I mean that's weird.
And just don't bring it up.
He didn't say who. He didn't know who Guillermo del Toro
No, but he should
was.
know who his movies.
Yeah.
What his movies are, especially Oscar-winning movies.
I think he knew what it was.
I think he was just making a Makuga comment, like, I don't know, that movie.
Yeah, I think he's saying I don't know what that is. I never got that movie. It's
Right,
basically what it
right.
sounded like. But still, that's my bigger problem with that comment. It's like, man.
But you know what? He's probably way older than me, and I'm old and I forget stuff.
But
so.
he's also one of those guys that, like I said, he wants to cut. You can't smoke cigarettes in his movies. He doesn't want to show that like language stuff. There was rumors that he didn't want Matthew Vaughn because he saw Matthew Vaughn's last The Kingsman and other stuff too, and like the stuff that Matthew
those
Vaughn's
are
got
so
going.
good.
I love him, but he's very kind of old school. Mentality, so maybe you're not where you're joking and not joking about the fish sex thing too. He probably saw that and was like, I don't understand, like, why is this art where it is the movie is complete art. It's an Oscar winner, but that's another reason why he knows what it is. He pays attention to the Oscars and knows what's happening, But it's a very silly comment by Alan Horn. It really is.
Okay.
You don't think so?
No.
But Riley, what do you
No.
think of the comments?
I mean, I love Shape of Water.
Yeah.
I do, and for him not to get it, it's part of Fox Searchlight. They just acquired it. That worries me that there are movies like that, whether you like it or not, that they're not going to take chances because the big man up top's like,
What
oh,
was
get
the
it.
question? What was the question?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tweet thread from
good point.
people in attendance.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, we
somebody-
talk on the show about like not misquoting people and
Totally,
stuff. But yeah,
right?
but we don't know the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
We don't know all the context to it. I asked them to pull up the quote. They did. We don't know the context of the whole thing. There's not a report on it, but
I'd love to hear the
yeah.
question of like, hey, what did you think of this or this, and then you say Shape of Water. He's like, oh, I loved all those other
But
ones.
it
Shape of
looks
Water
like-
I didn't get.
Yeah. Did you guys pull that quote from Scott Wampler?
Yes.
Okay, because I saw his tweets last night too, and he's a pretty good reporter, and so the tone of it from what he said is pretty much what we're saying, and it was just kind of tone deaf on buying.
And maybe
this
a lot
company.
of these Hollywood executives really just focus on the really big budget moneymakers, right? And
Of course
so
they
then,
do.
And so maybe Shape of Water's not on his
especially him
radar,
and,
which is sad, but
him and Iger, they're all about building that IP.
Yeah.
Building the IP, the Disney Plus, Star Wars, Marvel, all this. They're just building IP. So you're not wrong, but it's wrong.
like he probably doesn't care about New Mutants, even though some of us do.
No, he sees X-Men on it and goes. And this is, again, this is not taking away from what this is what he does. He's there to make that. That's what he's there to do.
Yeah.
So as a businessman, that's what he's supposed to do. But you have to also. You want to be working because you want to work with some of these smaller directors in your bigger budget films. Yes. So if you start shitting on their independent
look
films,
at what what's his name did with Bumblebee from Cuba and the Two Strings.
Absolutely, great point. And that's the type you want to feel that support there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that guy watched my movie, he knows the movie, and I think it's more so because of the content.
I
didn't get it.
The insult to Guillermo del Toro. I totally get that by him
Filmmakers
saying
in
that
general.
about. Mostly Guillermo del Toro, though, because him saying, I didn't really get... I'm sure there were other movies that they brought up of smaller directors, like, I enjoy that, or something like that. Maybe if they didn't, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that I'm sure what he didn't get about that movie is the same thing that got me, was like, she bangs the fish, dude.
Yeah, but I think this is
I'm telling you.
But you're also...
I really hope there's a Shape of Water future musical.
Okay.
I'm going to take you to.
What would you rather watch?
Between what and what?
Damn it. All right. Cody knew what I was going for. All right, yeah, it's all right. It's over now.
I'd rather watch The Thing.
No, okay. I watched it on
You
April
didn't.
1st.
No, you didn't.
No, you
No.
didn't.
No, you didn't. You watched
lions.
something way worse.
All right, that's not a lie.
What if we told you the thing has a fish penis in it?
That's why it's called The Thing.
Yeah. That's all it is.
That's the thing.
Yeah, what a twist. What the hell did I watch last night? Oh, I watched, I can't talk about it yet. I watched an episode of Cobra Kai.
Oh, that's
season
right.
2.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
So New Mutants?
New Mutants, yeah. So it is, but that inside of this whole conversation, they mentioned that New Mutants is coming out because I don't think a lot of people knew. They just thought they might, because we thought they were going to scrap it, but it looks like it's going to come out. When are they going to release it?
No, here's the thing. So you know how they put up all the graphics of the releases? They put New Mutants was on there. There's no date on it, and Frosty was kind of looking between the releases, and he's like, it still looks like it's around August of this year, but there's nobody mentioned it.
It's just on. It was just on the graphic, but
on
they
the
didn't.
graphic, so everybody picked up on that. Wait a minute.
Is there going to be marketing? They're just going to release it?
I think that it sounds like that's what they're going to
Maybe
do.
it'll be late marketing, like summer marketing.
I think they just are just going to say, look, we'll lead with the X-Men name.
When does Dark Phoenix come out?
When does that come out, guys?
Sometime in June.
Is it June? Okay, so
July.
That's why it is. You try to capitalize, hope that movie does really well, capitalize off the name. Say, look, we don't know what we have with this thing. We don't know if we can make this thing work, but let's put it in August. Cross our fingers, because August sometimes, if you look, like Rise of the Planet of the Apes came out in August, in the beginning of August, and this huge hit, right?
Yeah.
And you sometimes put movies there that you think are going to be really good, but it's not ready for July yet.
Right, but towards the end of summer, where the big ones have already come out.
Yeah, like the really good movies that you can get in August are usually in the first or second week. Then they kind of just reach for the third and fourth week and see what happens. But if you throw this movie in there in August, Disney really, they just put money into some marketing on it and hope that they can make a profit on it. If not, then they don't.
That's what Makuga and I were talking about the other day.
Profit.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Put it in August. And
did you Skype and talk about it? How'd you do
we
it?
Skyped it up.
No big deal.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys excited about that movie at all?
I just think with all of this hubbaloo, this ZOOBILEE zoo around us. Yeah. And
every time I'm gonna have guests do that. Like this is a thing. So be careful. I'm just warning everybody. Be careful, because he's gonna play it every time you guys say it. It's gonna be like Beetlejuice.
It's Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And then I will stop saying it.
Yes.
But in the current theme of this episode of Collider Live, I thought it was appropriate. But the New Mutants doesn't. I mean, I don't care. I don't think I
But
care.
do you care about the X-Men movie? And even though technically this isn't an X-Men movie, this is an X-Men spin-off, do you care at all about X-Men movies in general?
I do. I love
Yeah.
X-Men First Class. I loved X1, X2, and
Logan.
Logan.
Oh man, love Logan.
Yeah.
So
The
yes,
best.
I love the X-Men Empire, and
'Cause
I
that's what I'm
enjoyed
hoping
that Dark
for.
Phoenix. I enjoyed that Dark Phoenix trailer.
Yeah, me too.
But this New Mutants thing, it just sounds like they have a stinker on their hands. They sort of know it.
I did.
Or it's just taking way too long to
Yeah.
get any kind of trailer out or VFX. And because it is an X-Men movie, you have to keep amping the visual effects up a little bit.
I personally, it's a sci-fi horror movie, so that's my jam. And I'm hoping, I could be wrong, but I'm hoping it's more of in the vein that they're trying to do like a Logan, right? Like a
Yes.
more serious movie that's different from the formulaic superhero
Which one you're
genre.
talking- which one is-
New Mutants.
New Mutants,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm hoping that the only reason it's delayed is because either with the Disney Fox merger,
Yeah.
some decisions were made as to like when it's coming out, or they're just trying to make a good movie, and that's why it's delayed.
It's probably a bit of both. A bit of both.
Because I'm excited about this. I really want it to be good.
Yeah, because remember,
cool
Maisie
cast.
Williams.
Yeah, it
Maisie,
is.
But Maisie Williams said that they haven't even heard of any reshoots yet. So maybe that's part of the whole conversation, like you're talking about. But I mean, you've got to get to those things quick if you're going to release in August. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But the other one, Dark Phoenix, by the way, what I think will happen because in July, I think the trailer was pretty good. Some people were telling me that they didn't think the internet didn't like it, But I liked it.
That's weird.
I know.
I dug it. I like Sophie
The
Turner.
internet loves
Yeah.
everything.
Me too, but I liked it. But my
Just you, Brett.
and I hope it does really well. My prediction is, I think whether it's good or not, or whether it makes money or not, Simon Kinberg is directing it. I think that he will wind up directing at least one of the Benioff and Weiss movies for Star Wars.
That would be awesome.
Well, he's in close with. He's in close there with Rebels, and he's produced a lot of the stuff too. And
You know who's going to
But we're
direct?
talking about X-Men, not Star Wars.
But
Shouldn't-
I know, but it'll tune into Star Wars though.
Do you think that the reason why there's been way less, I don't want to say traction, but maybe hype around these movies is because Apocalypse was so bad?
It was half good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't.
It just didn't do
How much-
anything.
how
Right,
much-
yeah, you
how
mean
much
like
did
it
it
was?
make?
It didn't make that much
How much
money?
did it
I
make?
actually don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just like it didn't push the social narrative.
It wasn't like Days of Future Past, where
Correct.
it was, which
Yeah.
was a hit.
Yeah, or for even First Class. Yeah.
I want to see how much. I think it still did because of worldwide. I think it did like 400 million.
I feel like
I'm
those
sure it
movies
did
do
money.
better also outside of the U.S., right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think so. 543 million made worldwide. Made domestic
What was the
155.
What was the budget?
Budget go up a little bit, guys. 178. So with marketing, probably close to 250, 260, and they made it. They made money on it. So it's yeah, but it ranked. I didn't mind it as much as everyone else did. I know people hated it, but I didn't
All the
mind it.
Magneto stuff was awesome.
Magneto stuff in the beginning was incredible.
Yes.
I think that's probably one of the reasons I liked it. But I was thinking if I was gonna, what are the
Limp to
movies? Because I
finish
want
line.
we could do something right now. Just everybody would need a pen. But I'd want to how many?
Where did you took my pen? That was my pen.
It's gone now. X-Men First Class. There's what? There's X2, X1,
X3
obviously.
United.
X3.
Triple X.
Last Stand.
What is it? What's the other one?
Oh no, yeah, X3
Logan.
is Last Stand.
Yeah.
Are you talking about all the X-Men movies?
All the X-Men movies in the
Wolverine.
universe.
Oh, Wolverine Origins, the Wolverine,
Yeah. Would you put
Logan.
Would you put?
and then you forgot about Days of Future Past.
Yes. Would you put Deadpool in that realm because it
I mean,
is
some people
connected,
wouldn't put Logan in it, even though I would.
but it's still connected to the
Yeah,
X-Men
I agree.
universe.
I said
put
I would
Deadpool's
put
in
there.
Deadpool in there too.
It's still the X-Men universe.
Yeah, I'd like to do a list of where we rank our
Deadpool too.
Like, let's do our list before Chitwood or I don't like their list. I like them as people, but that list.
The
last
list for
week-
Chit would be like X3 United.
Is number one.
Number one.
Yeah.
Apocalypse is number two. Wolverine
What's
Origins. X3 is United.
No,
isn't it?
Last Stand.
Last Stand, right.
X2 is United. Never mind.
Yeah, Apocalypse.
Is that what it's called? The
Yeah,
second
X-Men
one?
2 United, I think.
What's everybody's number? Let's see. I'm trying to think.
My number one's Logan.
Your number
obviously.
one is my number two.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
First Class is my number one.
Mine too.
Interesting.
First
Yeah.
Class is my number one.
I love First Class, but Logan fucked me up in a good way.
And I can understand anyone saying that because it was hard.
It was also it's the most artistic movie out of all of the X-Men movies.
It's
I'm a snob.
Yeah, it's almost flawless. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great, and and X-Men First Class has a lot of things that don't. And again, I relate it back to Star Wars. I'm sorry, but it was always the relationship.
Don't apologize for being a nerd.
I know it was the relationship
Nerd.
that I wanted from Anakin and Obi-Wan
Right.
Yeah.
in that first one because it was you got that they were friends. I mean, you really got that they were friends. And then when he turns, you're like, I understood the turn for sure. And I always
it's
wanted
just
that.
great casting.
Great casting and the music. Henry Jackman's music.
Oh, that's actually X-Men First Class is probably for sure my favorite score out of X-Men movies, other than Logan. Logan was great, but it was
Who
very
did
sad.
the score in that one? Because John Ottman did the other ones, right?
Henry Jackman did First Class, and then Marco Beltrami did Logan.
Right.
And both great soundtracks.
Wow.
But
Henry Jackman.
First Class was crazy good. Like it's an inspiring superhero theme
Well, Henry
song.
Jackman
and then,
does
and then
all
the
of Vaughn's
Magneto
stuff
theme
too.
is awesome too. What?
Because Henry Jackman does all of Vaughn's stuff. Because he did. Henry
Right.
Jackman also did the Kingsman. The
Yeah.
Kingsman was.
Is he related to Hugh Jackman?
No, but and he did. You know what? Another one underrated score that Henry Jackman did was The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a really good one. I like.
The
Was
Incredible
that
Hulk
him?
is the most
I didn't know
underrated
that was
Marvel
him.
movie out there.
What is?
The Incredible Hulk is the most underrated Marvel movie.
I agree with
think.
you.
Everybody shits on it.
I
know.
and
I love
they're
that
always
movie.
and that pisses me off. They're always and again talking about those lists. They're always so low. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It was that movie. If
I'm
that
telling
same
you.
movie would have come out. You know,
It's because it's not Mark Ruffalo. I'm telling you, that's the reason.
Probably.
Because it doesn't feel like
People-
it's connected to
Right.
the MCU.
People pick favorites too when it comes to like,
Yeah,
this actor, this is my Hulk, and they don't want anybody else.
They look at it as like a standalone movie.
Eric Bana is my Hulk.
It is a real. I love that movie. I saw it.
Lou Ferrigno, yes.
There is no other Hulk than Lou Ferrigno.
I saw it 3 times in the theater.
I've seen it every time it's on TV. I stop.
Yeah,
on
I really
Hulu.
liked it, and I think that and it was also because that movie didn't make a lot of money the same way because it was coming off of that Ang Lee sting.
Totally.
You know, and so that movie, I think, if it comes after like the big boom because.
And we
Obviously,
haven't
Iron
had a
Man started.
standalone Hulk since. I mean,
No,
you
because
could
they got
say
scared of
Thor
it.
Ragnarok, but not really.
Not its own. And well, right now you don't need one.
No.
We're just so far past it at this point to where even depending on what happens after Endgame, I don't know. I mean,
Planet Hulk.
Maybe or maybe.
Very cool.
Yeah, they could do. I mean, wasn't Planet Hulk
She-Hulk.
kind of? But
I want
a lot.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
But wasn't a lot of the stuff from Planet Hulk in Ragnarok?
Ragnarok? Yeah.
So
Wait, I want to go back to ranking. This is fun.
okay, let's go to the rankings. So let's
man.
let's see how many there are. Let me see if we
I was
lost
hoping
anything
we
out.
wouldn't.
No, don't worry about it. You don't have to be involved. You can go back to sleep.
You've seen
I've
some of them.
I've seen most
so
of
you
these.
ra-
I can't remember which was which.
All right, so Apocalypse, Deadpool 1 and 2, all right, Days of Future Past, The Wolverine, Wolverine Origins.
I haven't seen
That's the
Logan.
worst one.
That's pretty bad.
Or Last Stand.
I would
I
put
don't-
Last Stand.
No, Origins is the bottom, and then Last Stand.
Yeah, I'll give that to
Because
you.
at least
big
Last
up
Stand
problem
has
with
like
Origins.
really, it still has good characters and good
Yeah, they're-
actors. You know,
they're
even
trying
though
to-
it's
they were trying to do something. It
Right.
just is bad.
It's the only time we've ever seen Gambit.
Gambit, you're right.
Oh,
Right.
that's true.
That's
In
true.
Origins.
Thank God they bailed on that because that would have been a disaster. They were pushing so
Poor
hard to make
Taylor
that work.
Kitsch, because he's so
Oh,
good.
no, but
in
it wasn't
Friday Night
Taylor
Lights.
Kitsch. They didn't even look at him. It was Channing Tatum.
Oh,
That
no. Taylor Kitsch was it in the movie.
In the movie, right? But
Yeah.
I'm saying then after
Oh.
they were supposed to make that movie, and it was going, they were going to spend something like I don't know, 200 or 300 million on it. Like, why?
That's a lot.
What are you doing? Like, I mean, and then they kept pushing it. I think Logan actually got them to go. Wait a minute, let's back off here. We
And
don't
I
need-
think Deadpool too. Deadpool did that as well because it was like Deadpool is the standalone.
And it didn't cost that much
X-Men.
money to make.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they were, Deadpool is a way more entertaining character than some like Bayou card smoker.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think they could have
I
made.
love Deadpool, but
I think they could have made that movie, but I would have liked to seen it a little grittier, like $40 million.
Yeah.
You know, not 200
maybe they'll make
million.
it one day. Who knows?
Yeah, it's they have to set things up. So, all right, does anyone have a different opinion as far as X3?
X2 and Origins definitely bottom.
Origins is the last. We'll say,
Yes.
all right,
I'll give you that.
Origins is last. So that is dead last, and then we have X3 is right after that. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
what then? What ranks after that one?
I think so. The Wolverine, I
Yeah.
actually also enjoyed half of it.
What about Apocalypse?
Same. So I might put the.
I would
damn it,
go
I don't know.
Apocalypse at third to last, then the Wolverine.
Has anybody seen
Nah.
the Wolverine R-rated cut?
No.
Oh, not the Wolverine. We're talking about Wolverine Origins. The Wolverine.
Wait, there's
Wolverine
a-
Origins
wait.
is second to last.
Oh,
or
wait, no, no.
last.
Oh, the Wolverine. That's right.
That's the one where he goes to Japan,
Yeah,
and
I
like
like that
half.
one.
I
Cool.
actually enjoyed that
Yeah.
one until the end where they added the robot.
I'm with
BS.
you. I'm with you. Yeah, the ending is. So I would put Apocalypse first and then the Wolverine.
Yes.
I agree. And then now we start to get it gets a
Now
little
we
tricky.
get into the good ones.
Because you have Days of Future Past,
Maybe-
Deadpool 1 and 2, X1, X2, and then First
Maybe
Class.
Deadpool 2?
I put Deadpool 2 there. Yeah. Or I put
I
Deadpool 2
really
there.
like Deadpool.
I liked it too. No, I
And it had
actually
more
like all
X-Men
of these
themes than
movies.
even the first one.
Yeah.
The
No, I
Juggernaut and
really
everything.
like Deadpool too, but I like it's
Here's my
probably
thing is
between that or
I'm-
X-Men 1.
I'm not a huge Days of Future Past person, so I might throw Days of Future Past in there or X1.
I love Days of Future Past.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too. I would put. So for me, I'm putting
know I'm in the
I'm putting
minority.
Deadpool 2,
Okay.
and that's what you.
Yeah, that makes it. That or the first X-Men. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if I like the first X-Men or the second X-Men better. I
Yeah,
always
so-
go back and forth
De-
between
sorry,
those
so
two.
Deadpool 2 then
Yeah.
for us. You know,
Fine, I'll concur.
All
with
right, Deadpool 2. All right, so
I'll go with it. I want to argue it, but I'll go with it.
All right, then the next one. So then we have Deadpool 1 on the table. We have Days of Future Past. We did the Wolverine already, and then X1.
Wait, we haven't put Days of Future Past in the
No,
ranking yet. Okay,
not
okay,
Days of Future Past. We have Apocalypse. We did Deadpool 1, Days of Future Past, X1, X2, and First Class.
So I would say between X1 and X2. It's the next one.
I'd go X1.
You like the second one better?
Yeah.
I think I do too.
I would
always
go
back and
X1
forth.
as well.
X2 is great.
That makes sense because
X1.
it's also still a little too old school and,
Yeah,
and cheesy and
totally.
generic. Even though it did a lot because it was like the first big.
It still holds up. I saw it like
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So X1, and then so now it's X2.
Yeah, agreed.
Deadpool, First
No,
Class,
Deadpool
or Logan. I would put Deadpool there over these other ones because I think I like the other one. I like Deadpool, but these other ones I like better.
I think I'm in between Deadpool or Days of Future Past because I
You're
love.
gonna put Days of Future Past.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
So I'll have to concur there. All right.
Brett.
I love Deadpool. That's
Deadpool's
my
awesome.
that's my
Right,
favorite. I haven't
all right,
seen
Days
all of
Future
Logan.
Past. All right, now still on the table. Deadpool still on the table. We have X2, Logan, and First Class.
No, X2 should be below Days of Future Past.
It wasn't though. That was-
I'll take X2 over Days of Future Past
it
any
wasn't.
day of the week.
So that's where it
Oh, okay,
landed on
okay,
the
okay,
list.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So those are the ones that are left.
Okay, cool.
So X2, Logan, First Class, and Deadpool 1. So what goes next?
X2.
Yep.
I love X2. But I guess
Yeah,
it
but the
doesn't-
other ones are better.
You like that? You're going to take Deadpool.
That's my
All right,
fave.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, fine. So then it gets knocked down. Now we have Deadpool is left, and now we have First Class and Logan.
I would go. Number 3 would be maybe Deadpool, and then First Class number 2, and then Logan number 1.
I have Deadpool at number 3, but we're gonna have a little bit of an argument on the number 1.
I'm gonna go Logan, Deadpool, First Class.
Actually, you know, First Class. I didn't like what's her name, January Jones. She bothered.
Mir?
Yeah. What's her name? Emma
Yeah,
Frost.
No.
Emma,
Yeah, First
Emma
Class.
Frost.
But we're
That's what I was doing. First Class.
right.
Yeah.
But we're
First
Like
Class.
January Jones, but you
Yeah,
said
but we're tied up here because you guys both want. If we have to have a tiebreaker, you have Deadpool. You want Deadpool to be number 2. We want Deadpool to be number 3.
No,
You-
I'm okay with 2.
I don't. I think that stinks.
Well, it's 3 against
Yeah.
1.
I like Deadpool, but I just. All right, so then it's just right now it's between Deadpool and Logan for
Logan
the
is
1 and 2
obviously number
spots.
1.
If that's the 2 votes, then yeah, I would put that. Well, where's First Class?
I just
Number
said
2 or
This whole thing's a
3.
mess.
First Class was my number 1.
Yeah, mine too.
Well, then write shit down properly.
I can't though because it's backwards numbers. I was hoping Riley was gonna do it, but I didn't tell him in time, so it's not his
Rejected
fault.
your own
Cody,
list.
bring up the ranking image that you made.
But we,
The whole thing was a
but we all
disaster.
agree that Logan is number 1.
No,
Oh,
I would
you
have had
actually
First
First
Class.
Class is your favorite.
Yes, and
What
then I
about
put
you,
Logan.
Brett? Did you see that?
I fell asleep during Logan and I never went back to watch it again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So if I'm doing my top 3, I
Yeah.
go First Class, Deadpool, Logan. That's my top 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I would do Logan, and then the other 2 are kind of ties for me.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to challenge somebody in the Facebook group to make something out of that. So if you can figure out what the fuck our list
Everyone
was.
right
like-
now is like,
Yeah.
no.
I don't care. It was fun to just discuss it and have.
Yes.
If you tell us,
I had fun.
if you want to see what our list is, I'm sure someone will make some kind of mess out of that and put it in the Facebook group. You should join the Facebook group, by the way. There are over 16,000 people in there now. It's really awesome. It's the Collider Live. Thank you, Collider Live official group. So go and join there today. And please join yes, please, thank you, Shia. Please join us for all of our other shows that we have on this podcast network. And you can also check out, by the way, did you know this? We uploaded the first season of the Schmoedown to Schmoedown Classic. People have been listening to it and go back. We made it like audio friendly and we added some new stuff to it. And it's the rise of Makuga and Riley throughout the whole tournament. The infamous Blue Fairy moment is in there, as well as the trial of JTE.
Great.
Good audio stuff.
Great episodes, that first Schmoedown.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I forced you guys into making a game show after recommending it for every episode of the Schmoes No Show.
To
forever.
do a game show.
Do a game show. Do a game show. Do a game show.
We just fell
When
in.
are we gonna play Josh Party again?
Anytime.
Or just any game. I want to play a game.
We should
on the
start
show.
playing. Yeah, we used to play games a lot. of the
Yeah.
time. What happened? We just didn't. We just
I was
haven't
never
talked about
asked to do anything.
Yeah, we just haven't talked about it. Well, everybody should be pitching stuff, but we didn't do that.
Oh, that's right.
Let's do
Hey
it.
guys, I got an update about the Alan Horn statement.
Please tell us.
Somebody was in the audience, or overheard. Joe Salvatore tweeted us and said that he was joking. It was a tongue-in-cheek kind of moment.
See?
Boom. This is according to him, but Wampler had a what the fuck after his statement. So conflicting reports.
Conflicting reports. That's the thing. So we don't know because
Such is life.
If that's what he said after everyone was like, "What the hell?" Maybe that's just him trying to patch it up, you know, and do some damage control. But I don't know. There's more to the story, Mr. Horror, and we're gonna figure it out. Okay.
Speaking of Facebook, Brett, are we going to do our Twitter bet?
Oh yes, let's talk about this bet. That's what Dorina said. This is like an old school thing we used to do, McCooks. Where, what are you at right now? How many followers do you
I
have on
don't
Twitter?
know.
What do you mean don't know?
I'm gonna
You
check.
Just told me you want to do this whole
like
bet. I guess.
5,000
He's the one that texted me about
we
it.
should still know your numbers.
But I don't want more followers.
Well, then this is a silly. Then we should. Why'd you bring it up? We're doing a bet.
No, because
It's like a Roxy move.
Yeah.
That's the only enticement
I
that
don't
I
want
have
to talk
is
about
that
Rocky
it's a
5
bet.
anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd had a talk about trying to be more,
Active with the
on
fans?
this and trying to do it.
I
and
have 5,829.
I have 6,422,
All
and
right.
it's been
So it's
there
kinda close.
for a year.
That's 6,000.
It's been like it
Which
goes
is crazy
up
to
and down.
me because like I figured more of the
But you're
Collider
not
peeps.
active.
Yeah. I've been trying. I've been trying to be a little active, but it's yeah. So then we said, why don't we have a little challenge?
So
I
what's
think
the
if
bet,
you
though?
get 10,000, then the followers win, and if I get 10,000, then they lose.
Oh.
But I thought that
Interesting way of looking at it.
I don't know about that. I think they both lose either way.
Yeah,
What would you do?
What
what's
would
the
be the
bet?
actual
I said I would if she got 10,000 first, I would like dress goth for an entire week on the show.
On the show?
Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
But, like,
with makeup.
what do you mean? Yeah, you'd wear
full
makeup
And her not dressed
The
goth?
Cure kind of look maybe, and then what was it? Oh, you'd have to wash my kids.
Which I'm like, that's not happening.
That's not good for you.
To go for a date.
Watch
you don't
her
want,
kids.
You don't. I guess they're old
Just
enough.
because I'm not gonna have my own kids doesn't mean I'm bad
No,
with
you
kids.
probably. You're not. Yeah, because you're not
But I
like
don't
scared of
want
them like
to.
Roxy is.
I mean, I'm scared of some of them. It's similar
Right.
to animals.
I mean, they're sweet
Some
kids
of
though.
them.
and They're
Cool
calm.
animals.
Yeah, I mean, I
it's
can't
not-
imagine Brett's kids being scary.
But wait, but how does
But
that?
I still don't want to babysit kids.
All right, I'm going to ask the selfish thing that McCoog and I are thinking.
Yeah.
How does her watching your kids help the show? Because you
That's
dressed
true.
up. You dressed up as goth is very funny for the
That's
viewers.
true.
But
Okay.
how does that help the show?
We film it.
we film it. No one's going to do that. Yeah.
How about
Cody to shut off his mic or in his headphones. I can't hear you. You want to work at Brett's at 10 at night while they go out to the opera?
Dorina has to wear floral print every day
No
for a
way.
week.
Oh,
Not happening.
Wow.
Jesus.
I
What is-
refuse.
yeah, McCoog,
I
you gotta-
refuse.
You
went too far
No.
with that.
What would you?
No.
So why don't you think of something that you would
Or
do?
pastels.
Because he
Fuck
thought
that.
he said goth for a week. What would you do for a week?
Commentary of the thing with him.
It doesn't work. It's
But then I'm
I lose on
sort
that
of tortured. Well, no, you win because you watch a good fucking movie.
Yeah,
gotta watch the movie.
but you're forcing me to do something when I don't
But that's
want to.
her. That's her.
But
It's
I'm
her
not in the bet.
decision.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
that's
I'm
right.
not in the bet.
I don't know. Maybe,
man.
but like, what do you guys want me
I
to
think
do?
I'd say if he's got to wear something ridiculous,
So I
you
have to wear something
some
I
kind
don't
of
want.
hat or I don't know. I don't know.
If he gets $10,000,
$10,000.
followers, I have to wear a hat. Is that what that's the dumbest.
There it is.
That's the
I
dumbest.
say a big mad hat.
I think she just got 10 already. Boy, this isn't the dumbest Twitter bet thing we've
wear one hat,
Good
a
thing-
little tiny hat. I don't know.
Good thing we brought this
It's not
up.
my fucking bet. You guys should. You
You
guys
have
should.
such
We
good
didn't
ideas.
think
I
it
know.
through.
Oh, you pitched the fucking bet. Hey, should we bring up that bet? Remember that
but
bet?
we're
All right,
trying-
so
we're
what's
trying
what's
to
the
come up
bet?
with
Brett and I-
it.
It's
Brett
this
and I were-
asshole trying to get you to watch his fucking kids. That's all it is. Because he's got
I know, that's what it is.
because he's got 1,500 more. And he thinks he's got a leg up, and he's just hoping. Well, they like me,
Hey,
and as
hey,
long
you know
as
what we
someone
should
says
do?
it.
We should bring up a bet
Yeah.
on the air
Yeah.
for Twitter
To get-
followers,
and
and
No,
then
I
not
think
have
for
a
that. But
bet.
do you really
And then
want to
blame me.
Okay, but
Because
you
at
really
least I
wanna
said wear a
hate-
fucking hat.
You're not gonna actually hate being goth though. Like we should do something like something with. I don't want to do something with snakes, but something like that. Something you really hate
Right.
that you have to do.
Oh man, the show.
On the show.
No. Come on. I love it. Listen to you guys make a list of X-Men movies. I don't know. Maybe we should think this through.
No, just people. What do you want us to do?
What are the fans
Just
saying?
tell
this is
ask the audience. Ask the audience.
Are people still listening?
Yes. Here's the thing. The whole point is that there's no way that you guys will ever be able to pitch a bit on air ever again. What we will say.
We weren't pitching a bet. We were just pitching ideas.
Yeah.
And they would be better than your
Yeah, but
hat
hold on,
idea.
hold on.
You failed.
Here's
So
the thing,
you
though.
go-
When you're pitching ideas, you have to have ideas to pitch.
Right.
Like
And,
the hat.
At least it was an idea.
It was something.
It was not
you
a
guys
good
just
idea.
Came in and just.
But we did pitch it. We're just trying to figure out. Like we did.
What?
He wanted me to babysit the kids, and then he wants to, or he's
Yeah,
gonna
but
do
that
goth.
doesn't-
We
He
thought
had
you'd
to-
come up with something better because
Yeah.
you're smarter.
Yeah, but
the
the
hat
hat
didn't work.
works.
The hat didn't work.
No.
But you know what? Now, so I'm gonna put your fate in the Facebook's hands.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
So you guys again, like, because the God thing to me is funny. That one works.
Yeah,
it's just like the
it
fact
is.
that you've got to be okay with doing something ridiculous.
Well, no, I mean the floral or pastel bullshit would be horrible.
All right. Well, look,
I
we
would
can
hate
still
that.
start the bet, and we got to get to 10,000, right? Because it's the first person that gets to 10,000. So this is going to take for a long time. You
I
guys both
want-
at 6 and 5.
Yeah.
I want 60,666 followers.
That's all you want. And then you just start deleting people like Doug Benson, where
And
he
then
would
stop
keep it
following
420, and then it's always at 420, unless he's changed it. But he used to just bring up Doug Benson's Twitter. If you notice, he only follows 420 people. I don't know if that's still the case, but that's what he used to do.
I told Dorina once that you said that you would put me in a Schmoedown if I got to 10,000.
and
That
I-
was like 3 years ago,
right.
and I went up 100.
How many? So he's following 419 right now. So he's looking for the 420.
Oh.
Yeah. See,
Can I
was
be
not
Can
wrong.
I be your 420?
Not wrong. I gotta have him on the show. Every time I see him, he's like, "Yeah, I'll do the show." We just haven't booked it yet. Gotta have Doug Benson on for sure.
Well, he had Roxy on his show.
Yeah, and Ellis and
Oh,
Sam
did he?
Levine. Yeah.
No. That's the movie one. He got the Getting Dug with High with Roxy.
Oh, okay.
Which was they got like real high, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare to me.
Right.
Well, for you, but those two love
yeah,
to get
they-
stoned.
of course.
Yeah.
Is it because you start thinking about death?
Yes. And everything
Presence
else.
of death.
And I don't. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't. I do not enjoy really being high anymore. I don't.
No?
It just doesn't do it for me.
There's a point where it gets.
Yeah. It just, I don't mind it if if we're at a bachelor party or people are just eating a couple edibles or something like that. I might have like a bite of one if I've already had a few drinks. I'm not just gonna get high to get high. I just don't enjoy myself
I
anymore.
understand.
I feel that way about getting drunk.
Bottom.
And that's fine. And nobody needs to not like to get drunk or get high. Anybody, if you enjoy yourself sober, that's fine. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for me, the thought of doing his show, that gets me excited. I'd love to do it.
Right, but that one, not that one. No.
Yeah,
that's
that
not,
would be-
That's not your thing. But okay, look, I want to open up the phone lines to the fans. I also want to see if we can get some. Go ahead, check it. Get some good shot.
Penn State. Oh, Jesus, no.
Almost what the hell.
Man.
It's still, what's going on over there?
It's a stupid thing.
Well,
go
those are
to
some bumpers.
go to Facebook. Go to Facebook. Ask some questions.
Put those bumpers there.
Get the phone calls coming in. We're going to talk to you guys. Anything on this show was bizarre in the best way possible.
Wow. So good
that's-
that I watched the Joker trailer to be ready to discuss that.
We
but-
talked about Joker Show
But
yesterday.
we didn't
Is it
get
on
to
the
talk
notes?
about
I
it.
thought
Nobody
I
cares.
saw
I
something-
do.
Oh, then go ahead.
It's like my favorite villain
Joker
ever,
poster.
and I've been telling people ever since the first Joaquin teaser came out with the Guess Who's Laughing
Oh, I guess
song. I was immediately in, and everyone's just like, another
Yeah.
Joker movie, another
Look,
like
yeah.
who
You know what
cares?
I
And
did?
it's another gritty take. It
What'd
looks
you do?
so good.
What'd you do?
I did that thing where when you open it and it pulls up the day
The day
before show.
Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah. Well, Riley also he sometimes does this. This is pretty good, but he still has Joker poster on for here. We're not talking about Joker poster.
We're not going to talk about it.
But the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. The trailer was great. You missed out.
I
You should have been
know.
here yesterday, but
No,
you,
I
but you
didn't.
didn't want
Like
to.
I said,
you
I
don't
didn't
like us.
listen. No, I actually was in San Diego with my mom
Oh.
for her birthday.
All right, so you couldn't have been there.
Yeah.
either.
And we watched
All right.
Dumbo, and we liked
We
it.
got to go.
Thank you, Cody. All right.
there you
Hey,
go.
yeah, all right. Hey, you're in Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, how you doing? It's Saul.
There he is. Saul, what's up, my man? How you doing?
I got an idea. If Brett gets more followers on Facebook
Yeah.
than Goth Roxy over there, then she's got to watch a horror movie marathon with Josh, and you got to film it.
No.
I mean, that sounds good for
But
me.
that's the
That's
same
no punishment.
Yeah,
Sorry, Saul.
that's the same problem that you had when they tried to involve me with the thing. Is that Josh isn't part of this bet.
No.
Aw.
And so when he,
Sorry,
there's other,
Saul.
yeah, it's a good pitch. I like where you. Fucking Saul is pitching stuff better than you guys. I mean, come
Better
on.
than the hat.
It's good to hear from you, Saul.
I love that Saul, when he calls in, he sounds like George Costanza's dad when George died in that episode of Seinfeld. I was like, Jerry, it's Frank Costanza. George's dad, call me back.
Yeah, we got it. Saul to me is becoming like one of our, our regular. He's just one of the regular guys. It's like it's.
Hey, it's Saul.
You still there, Saul? Or you gone?
Yeah, I'm still here. What's up?
All right. What else you got going on? Anything we need to know about?
Stop going to call
Is
George's dad.
Is the Terminator film franchise the most resilient film franchise ever? Because they have been throwing shit at us for 20 years, and
it's
we're
still
all
alive.
ready to go back again.
That's a good point.
People are still watching those movies.
I'd like to counter that with like the Alien Predators situation, because they keep throwing a bunch of crap at us and we keep buying in.
Well,
There's also,
but Alien.
there's also horror franchises like Halloween or the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Alien and Predator for sure. It's just there's something about Terminator though that I think, because the answer to it is because 1 and 2. It's so Aliens the same way, but 1 and 2 of Terminator are considered, whether you think the second one's the better one or the first one's the better one, they're both considered to be right, but classic movies, right? Really good movies, and we want it to get back to that place, and that's essentially why Tim Miller is doing what he's doing, saying don't listen to any of those other movies. This takes place right after 2. And so I'm going to continue that. So I think that's kind of where where the resilience comes from, because it's all about what gets pitched.
But also the story, because even if the movies that we think are shitty, the story behind it and the concept is still interesting.
That's right.
So that's what it comes down to, the premise.
But you would think, like, the story is so strong, and it does resonate, obviously.
Right.
You would think something that strong would be more effective whenever they take a chance at telling another story.
Well, the
You think,
iterations haven't been effective. That's the thing. Is that so? You look at that, and you look at, we had him in yesterday, but like when Jai Courtney played John Connor, and then we had Emilia Clarke played. We thought, what's going to happen with her, Sarah Connor? What's going to happen? This movie could be something. And then they do that silly ass twist with John Connor being the bad guy and being a Terminator, and everyone went like, but it just didn't fit. They're not canon anymore. So, but it just didn't fit what the movies, those first 2 did, the magic and why. So I think that this is the reason why we have a shot for this thing. But all right, Saul, thank you, my man. Appreciate the phone call. We'll talk to you soon.
I love that he called me Goth Roxy.
Yeah.
Great call, Saul.
It's a great call, Saul. Do we have anything, Riley, going on in the Facebook group? Is there usually they set up a questionnaire in there? Is there something in there that we should be?
Yeah,
What do you
lots
got?
of good questions. I love this one. And since Dorina's on the show, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Blade Runner.
There it is.
ZOOBILEE.
Cody. I'm getting like a crink in my neck from anger of this.
This theme. It's such a cheerful song, though.
It's not. It's not. It's the sound that they're going to play at hell when I walk in.
I know, that's why I agree.
So I would do our next bet that we do. The next bet that we do.
You have to wear a hat.
No, yeah, I have to wear a hat. But
Think of it ahead of the
But
time,
the loss will be that we have to actually film you listening to ZOOBILEE Zoo in a loop for 5 minutes.
In a dark room.
For 5
you do
minutes
it?
straight.
No, I'm good.
Depends on the bet. You don't know.
No.
While
I got
licking a
Morton's to
urinal.
go to see This Is Us. To see us.
Well, yeah. So there might be some good shit going down.
I'm going to make a ZOOBILEE Zoo horror movie. I'm going to take you.
It's already made. We just watched it.
Yeah.
Tell you, be careful when you say it.
No, somebody's cutting together one right now. A ZOOBILEE Zoo, but as a horror movie trailer. I guarantee that will be out on Facebook
I
tomorrow.
hope so. Oh, yeah. On the group?
Yeah. Somebody's going
I
to cut
hope.
it to Chucky or something.
Or
and-
somebody make a death metal version.
Somebody
Those
can
are
definitely
always
make a
good.
horror film. I
Soundtrack
cannot
your
wait.
life.
I'm going to go into, yes, hold that thought. I'm going to go into the Facebook group, and I want to see just how many of the ZZ, the ZZ posts that we actually do have, because I think that most people are going to hate us for bringing that song into their lives, and I think some people. What I'd love to do is still, if I don't even know if there are any ZZ
fans.
No memes.
Oh,
if there,
I'm sure there are.
They'll be made.
Yeah,
And
we're bringing it back.
That'll be the
I'm
new
so glad
Goldfish.
you brought it up. It's the best thing you've done on this show.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's my life's work is to be able to bring that back
Wait,
into
I
the
want to
public.
know your guys' soundtracks.
I just said.
What?
No, but seriously.
South Park Team America. I don't know.
I don't know, like the Rocky soundtrack. Like there's some. Cool
Yeah,
ones.
I think Rocky soundtrack probably.
Like
It's a
Bill
tough one.
Conti.
I'm gonna go either the Wayne's World soundtrack or
Nice.
Dazed and Confused soundtrack.
Oh, so you're talking like
that was a good one.
various
Yeah,
artists.
I'm not
Okay.
listening to any
Is it,
scores.
Yeah.
is it one that just kind of designs your life, or the one that you just really love?
Yeah, that's what I'm not. That's where I'm confused.
Because
with.
I think that the question is which one would kind of would be the soundtrack of your life.
That's what I gave you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
that's what I gave you,
Yeah,
too.
I don't know. Move on. There you go. Just like yesterday. I don't want.
I mean, I love
move on.
Pump Up the Volume. I just
That's
don't
a
know
good
if that's the soundtrack of my life.
I'm shocked.
Space Jam.
Yeah,
Space Jam.
I'm
That's Cody's.
I'm shocked that they didn't do a remake, especially with today
Everybody
of
give it up.
Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah.
With the way that they have podcasts and everything today, they could absolutely do a remake with
Yeah,
that.
that
film.
would definitely.
Yeah. All right.
I'll do it. I'll
Cody,
star
any
in it.
phone calls? Thank you. Hey, you are in Collider Live. Who do we got today?
Hi, this is Andrew from North Carolina.
What's up, Andrew? What do you got for us today?
Hey, I'm surprised I got through.
Is this Alex?
But I have no, it's not Alex.
Hey, Alex.
I have to say, I'm super excited to see you guys in Chicago next week.
Nice.
Yay.
Thanks, man.
Denzel Washington. Yeah.
I have to say this season of the Schmoedown has really gotten me excited about it. I was one of the ones that was on the fence for a long time, and I love it now. I'm telling everyone, bringing
you,
a
man.
bunch of friends.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've been really doing some special things this season. We call it the Magic season, and it's felt like it. There's been some great matches. There's been, I think the live element has really changed it and upped the game
Yeah.
because it's gotten more people excited about where's the next one, where are we going. So I'm excited you're going to the Chicago one, man, because that's going to be out of control. That, I mean, the free for all one had 550 people there. This one has 900.
Andrew, is this going to be your first live event?
It is.
Awesome.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. It's gonna be great.
Brett,
You got a question for us, Andrew?
And just one more comment, actually. I wanted to say, Brett, when you entered, I stood up and cheered and was screaming, and my friends were wondering what was going on. It was an awesome entrance.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great performance too. He crushed it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. So what's the question for you, my man?
So I was wondering what y'all's plans were for covering Game of Thrones. Are you going to be doing spoilers like the next day afterwards? I really hope to hear the conversation.
Well, I know
when it's still fresh.
Well, I know Collider already started a Game of Thrones show. I think
with Dennis,
it's with Dennis
right?
and Ashley Robinson.
Ashley,
I think.
right?
Yeah. So they just started.
It's on the TV Talk podcast feed.
Okay, and it's called What the Throne.
What the Throne.
What the Throne, and it's on. It is on the channel. It is on. It's going to be there. They'll be recapping it every week, and I know that we're going to be doing a Schmoedown.
Sure, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, well, we're going to do one here for sure, but we'll do. I think that Ellis and I talked about doing one on the Schmoedown channel, so we'll be doing it for sure. But yeah, so that's it. And
Even if Ellis didn't watch last season.
well, yeah, I think that what I told him, and I said I'll do majority of them by myself, and he's like, "Well, are you going to get somebody that has read the books and stuff?" And I go, "No," because I'm going to basically do up the top and go, "Look, just to let everybody know that if you've come here for in depth." Really going into the mythos. Go and watch either Ken's show or the Collider show with Ashley.
The best part about this season, though, season is there's no books to reference.
I was gonna say last season wasn't either, right?
You can still go to characters that did stuff.
Sure.
And it's just you might not have a book to reference, but there's certain things in mythology that this for me is. I just watched the show last night. These are my overall thoughts on it. And if you like that type of point of view, then please keep on watching. But if not, please go and check out these other in-depth shows.
So what you're saying is, if you want smart commentary, watch something else.
It's more commentary on that material, on the straight up, going into depth all the way, then yeah, as far as what I saw and analyzing the material that I saw the night before, that's what I'll be doing.
There's only 2 podcasts you really need to listen to. You can listen to What the Throne here on Glider. You can listen to Casterly Talk, which is Ken's podcast.
And it's got Rachel on it.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so it's...
And she knows everything.
Yeah, she knows everything about the show. And I announced... So did I tell you the exhibition match we're doing at the end of this month? Fans will like this one. It's an MCU match. And it's got Sean Gerber from Superhero News versus Jay Washington versus the Smasher Kevin Smets versus Mike Kalinowski versus Rachel Cushing.
Nice.
It's like five-way for the MCU, and you can get that on Patreon by the end of the month. Yeah, it's going to be a really good match.
5 ways are my favorite.
Are they? College?
Wow.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, do we have anybody else or no? No, don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll call it a day.
Let's just let it peter out.
Yeah.
That's the best way to end
Are
it.
there any guests though on tomorrow, Riley, or who's on tomorrow?
Yeah, no, we got a good show tomorrow. It's just the usual crew.
Yeah, who's it?
no
Dorina,
guests.
Brett?
We got Dorina. We got Brett. We could bring in Roca. We could, we got options.
All right, cool. Let's figure that out, and then we'll be back here tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Collider Live. Go on over. Thank you. Go on over to that Facebook group and leave a. Who's the first to create a ZOOBILEE Zoo? Pump it up, Cody. And are you able to go and find us a nice meme or GIF from ZOOBILEE Zoo? Can you create the next win a goldfish? We'll see. What's the bet that Dorina and Brett should do, and will McCoog ever recover from this song? Just tune in tomorrow to find out. Subscribe to this channel and other channels. We'll see you tomorrow.